Good afternoon, everyone. A warm welcome to everyone present here for the final jury session of the design competition, The Social Hub, Reimagining Community Spaces, organized by DiscoverArch in collaboration with IGBC and the IIA Kapurthala-Hoshiarpur subchapter, whose continuous support has helped us to evaluate the impact of this initiative. DiscoverArch is committed to empower architecture students through design challenges that spark creativity and address real world issues. The motive of this design competition, the Social Hub Reimagining Community Spaces, was to let participants rethink how spaces can foster interactions, inclusivity, and resilience with communities. From small towns to urban neighborhoods, students were encouraged to design spaces that bring people together and truly reflect the social fabric of their context. Before we begin the presentation, it's my pleasure to introduce our distinguished jury panel for today's experts who bring exceptional experience and insight to this event. I would like to welcome A.R. Ruchipurna Jena, Principal Architect at Prakriti Architects, India and Subcontinent, Forbes Under 45 Honorary, Economic Times Newsmaker, and the recipient of the Vishwakarma Award by Niti Aayog. He also serves as an executive committee member at the Indian Institute of Architects, Odisha chapter. His remarkable contributions to design and leadership continues to inspire young architects across the nation. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your precious time. I would also like to invite A.R. Utsav Kamboj, architect, urban designer, educator, and content creator. She is the founder and CEO of Archia and co-founder of Upscale Architects. With her dynamic presence in architecture community, both online and offline, she is dedicated to reshape how design is taught, discussed, and practiced. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's an honor to have you here with us.
Thank you for
I would
having me here. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. I would also like to invite A.R. Jeet Kumar Gupta, a highly respected figure in the field of architecture and urban planning. He is the former director of College of Architecture, IET, Badal, Punjab, former chief town planner at Sharda Prime Limited, and former advisor to Punjab Urban Development Authority. His vast experience continues to guide sustainable urban growth and development across the region. Thank you so much, sir, for blessing us with your presence today. Now, let's move on to the highlight of the day, the final jury of the Social Hub. First of all, I would like to congratulate all the participants for making it this far. Your dedication, innovation, and design thinking are what drive the future of our built environments. We wish you all the best. Before we present, I would like to mention some rules to all the teams. Each team will get 5 minutes to present their design, and after 4 minutes, each team will be reminded to conclude in the remaining minute. No team will be given extra time. All the participants should keep their cameras on, and all the participants, after explaining their design, will be asked questions by the jury for 5 minutes. I would like to repeat the rules. Each team will be given 5 minutes to present their design, and after 4 minutes, each team will be reminded to conclude in the remaining minute. No team will be awarded extra time, and all the participants are supposed to keep their cameras on. After explaining your design, the jury will ask you questions for 5 minutes. I hope the rules were clear. If anyone has any questions, I would repeat the rules if there are any questions for the rules only. No. So moving on, now we would like to begin the jury with the team one. I hope the team one is ready with their design. We would like to invite team one to present with their work. Team one, you may take the lead.
Hello everyone, I will be starting with team 1. Before starting, I would like to ask, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, you're out.
Hi, Mansi, you are audible properly.
Okay, thank you. I will be sharing my screen now. Is the screen visible?
Yes, visible.
So let me get you introduced with Navankur. So if you look at the face, Navankur basically represents Nav plus Ankur, which means new sprout. So the sprout is related to farming community of India. So we have decided to design a community center plus museum for the agrarian community of India. Even though we have 45 to 46% of community related with agriculture, the vast community is unfortunately don't have the privilege of education and modern techniques while using farming. So for this project, we have chosen the site Akola, which is in Maharashtra. Basically, Akola is a main, we can say, node to the Khandesh region, Vidarbha region, and the Marathwada region of Maharashtra. So it makes the prime site for the project. It's within close proximity with the PVKV University, which is for agriculture students, and the veterinary university just beside it. So here we go with the zoning. So our site is basically almost 40,000 meters square, in which on probably 16,000 meters square is a build-up area. So by starting here, we have provided two accesses. One is pedestrian, second is the vehicular access. By entering the site, you will view a step well, a garden, a step well for water harvesting projects, a kiosk which will be used when the meetings are held for the farmer community. Then you will get closer to our museum with an OAT and then a community center. At the bottom left corner, you will see some fields which are basically demo fields for the students and the farmers for their experiments. Now, how Navankur benefits the community? First, farmers who are unprivileged for education, they are going to get information for new technology in their farming. Basically, then women who have lost their husbands and their childs in unfortunate accidents, they will get the help. Then students and the normal community will get introduced to the farmers, their difficulties and their cultures, so we can relate more to them and not unrecognize their efforts for us. Now my friend will continue with the plans.
Okay, so is my screen visible? Uh,
Yes, it is visible.
okay, so wait a minute. Okay, so we have first developed our concept using the word Navankut. So basically, you can see here that since a sapling is brought to life by germinating, there are multiple stages. So here you can see that the museum block. This is the museum block. It's of three steps, like three floors, 3 to 4 floors, and it is like curve. It is like rotating on its axis. Similarly, it's basically used for the form development now. And the community space, we are having a multi-purpose hall, and around that workshop is there, and in front of it there is a cafeteria area. So these are some of the isometric view that we have made for our project, and this is the front part, this is the side part of the museum block, and this is the community center. So moving on to the plans. So the museum that we have made, we have
1 minute
actually made.
remaining. Kindly please wrap up fast.
Okay. So museum is having 4 floors. Like the ground floor is having an auditorium with a OAT and a staircase, and in first floor there is a cafeteria with a kitchen and some shops, and on the second and third floor we are having a museum that showcases the agricultural part of it. and it's related to agriculture. And on the fourth floor, we are having observatory. And this is the view of the museum that we have decided. We have taken 5 meters as a floor to ceiling height, and these steps are acting as a staircase. Similarly, on the at that side, you can see that we have provided vines, and these vines actually cool down the building. And at this portion, we are having like the building is rotating on an axis. So a platform is generated where water is kept. So when the air is going through it, it's cooled down due to evaporative cooling, and due to these perforations, it's cooling down, and due to Manchurian effect, it's actually cooling down the building. Now, next to the community center, so we are
Thank
having
you
a
so much, Team One. I'm so sorry, your time is up. Now I would like to request the jury to ask their questions for 5 minutes. You can question them.
okay.
Am I audible to you?
Yes, you are audible.
So, you said that you have prepared a campus in which you have named it Nabankur, and
Yes.
you have given more emphasis on like rehabilitation of persons who have lost their husband and all. Is it's what is visible to me or it's audible to me? Is it that, or you wanted to showcase something else?
No, like this museum is accessible to everyone. It's not particularly made for one person. It's actually made for the agrarian community who is involved and related or indirectly related to agriculture and farming. So there are multiple stakeholders. One can be student, another can be female. So basically, why we choose that to emphasize, because in rural areas, when a male dies, so it's actually difficult for a female participant of a family to actually earn for the livelihood. So we wanted to make that space. For that, we have actually made the community center, and in that community center, there is a community hall at the center, and there is a workshop area. So if you allow us, we can show you to, and it will be much
No, it's
easier to
okay.
explain.
So, as far as like this area, this structure you are going to build inside a urban area or rural area?
Actually, this structure is going to build in district of Akola. So it's actually a urban area, but it's underdeveloped. Like it's connected to all the major agrarian district, and it's act as a hub, and it has a good regional connectivity. That's why we thought that it's better for us to build it in a urban context. So we try to build it in that area.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah, I'm
please show your
sorry.
seats again.
Just a minute. You can keep sharing your screen, and so that it's easier for the jury to see.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
I
Is
will
my
just
screen
take
visible?
one more minute.
Yeah.
To
Yes, sir.
me,
Please
your
continue.
shape is very good. It looks like as if it is a planetarium kind of thing, and you have designed it properly. But do you think there is a connection between agro and this kind of structure?
Yes, actually, for the building material part, we have actually used the vernacular elements. For example, in the community center, is my screen visible to you?
Yes, yes, yeah, visible.
Okay, so here is our community center block. Like this is built for the people, and for that we have used the local material. For example, that roof you are seeing here, it's actually made up of flattened bamboo roof, this structure. So it's bamboo is quite common in every part of India. So does in the Akola region, and this portion that you're seeing here in top of this multi-purpose hall, it's also made of thatched roof. And for this climate particularly, we have tried to incorporate various passive design technique. One of the technique that we have come up with is a brick jali system followed by a khush membrane. So what actually happens that when air is going through it, and this air, warm air, touches this membrane, it's cooled down and cooling down the building. So it's like a natural air cooler. So we have actually studied a few building construction technique in Akola and its different region in the Vidarbha region of Maharashtra, and we came up with this particular design. And for the walls, we have used terracotta bricks with holes in it, so it has good thermal efficiency.
Okay, thank
Since
you, thank you,
okay,
thank you.
okay, sir.
Only comment I like to make is the purpose and the scale of building, they are not in tandem. because the building is very huge and the scale is very large. The purpose limited is limited because it's basically promoting agriculture and agrarian thing. But where is the, I feel, there is some kind of disconnect between the design and the intent of this. Because we are not, because agriculture is, when you are looking at farmer, it's agriculture, and the agriculture, they must be showcased here so that people get connected. And that is where, the scale of the building and the typology of building, which has been raised earlier, there looks to be certain kind of mismatch.
Sir, actually, we have provided a demo field. So these are like fields where actual agriculture is happening. So here you can see.
No, I can, at this scale, it is not possible to do any kind of agriculture. And who will do the agriculture? Basically, who are the user and the stakeholder? That's what, and who's going to have a model kind of, this small farm where he can showcase his produce. I know Akola is agriculturally very rich, but I think more would have been that the marketing would have been integrated with this learning, so that people, when they come here, they are basically remaining connected with this setup. Otherwise, there is a disconnect. You could have done with the agriculture marketing of the Akola, marketing yard, and there this building could have been enclosed with it, would have done better job. That's my
Sir,
observation.
actually,
No, I am
sir,
not
actually,
contesting. We are
Okay,
limiting
sir.
this, right?
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. Hi, by the way. You did a great job with the design of it. Yeah, you can hear me, right? Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear
So,
you.
based on what Jeet sir just said, I think I like how you've planned out. I like how you've tried to build from context. I'll just have one thing to say that, like how you mentioned that the whole agenda was not just to, it was to facilitate all kinds of people. It's not just for one category, but the whole idea came from the widows that are unable to make an earn, living from this. I, again, similar to what he said, I just feel there's a disconnect in both the things because, again, agriculture at this kind of scale, I don't see it happening. But overall, I think the way that you have put things together, how you've tried to create the concept, that is a really good job.
In fact, sustainability has been very well
there is
addressed
some
by.
kind of miscommunication happened because, according to us, the widows are not this design is not specifically designed for widows. Widows are the part of agrarian community who are there, but their struggles are unrecognized. Farmer is a male dominated farming is male dominated
Field.
field, but the females who lost their loved ones, they are not getting the chance to connect with the male community. Basically, you can't compare 1% to 99%. So that's why we added a special workshop area for the females who can get the counseling about the new agricultural techniques. So their household won't stop because of one unfortunate accident. It's the emphasis is not on the female, the emphasis is on the whole agricultural community. Thank you.
Go ahead, we all understand, right? The point is well made, and I think the design, as Azhar said, done nicely. That's right.
Yeah.
We can
Do we
move.
have yes?
I
Yes,
would
sir.
like to add something here. The
Yes, sir.
structure which you people are showing is very nicely crafted. It is nicely done. The views are coming good. But thing is that the activity for which this structure is being designed, it doesn't match at all. I would like to suggest you people once go to any field where cultivation is being done, and you can get an idea how farmers work and what kind of interpretation center, convention center, display center should come, because the center of attraction should be cultivation. But here you people have come up with a nicely crafted structure to which you people have fixed these activities into it, or you can say ornamentized with your activities whatever needed. So you have done nicely done, as Miss Campos told. It is very nicely done, but thing is that it doesn't properly match with our requirement. But nicely done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll leave it here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we
I
should
think
leave
we
it
should
here.
just
We
leave
should
it
leave
here.
it here.
Yeah.
We'll leave it the
Yeah,
wisdom.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Team 1, and thank you so much to our jurors. Now, I would like to request Team 2 to please come forward and present.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Surely. Good.
So, mm, uh, in this design, I am mainly focusing on how Kerala art and craft forms can be displayed or can be expressed in a cultural hub. So, my site is in Kakanad, which is an IT sector. So, the entire aim of this design is to so the IT people are one of living a stressful life, and they are not even and now in Kerala, most of the people are forgetting about the all Kerala tradition and also the Kerala uh, uh, art forms. So this is all, and in Kerala, especially in Kochi, the Kerala Finale is one of the most important thing which is happening. So you say, uh, uh, and more in choice in yeah. So in this design, my main focus is to bring the artists who are coming for the Binale to settle up here for 2 or 3 months, and also this is not just a hub for only for the artists and only for the IT hub, for also for the local peoples, because around the site there are many residents. Residential areas and also many academic institutions, so that each people can use the space as a cultural hub. And so in my program, I am mainly focusing on an learning center where all the art forms and all the things will be taught by the artist, and also a performance center where every day the performance will be happening, and also a residence for the artists who are staying there. And so in my concept, my main concept is to collaborate knowledge and learn. So these three things should come together, and this art and cultural hub should be a place where the place should be interacting with nature, with a society. It should be a space for psychological therapy and socializing, ecological balance, and physical therapy. Everything should happen. So the project aim is to design an interact art and cultural hub in Kakinad to act as a public space for artists and community to collaborate and to enhance social and cultural development. So this is a site plan. So in my site plan, this is the main entrance, and here is the performance center. And I'm also incorporating an office space also within the third floor of the performance center. And this is a riverfront area. And so and this is a viewing deck area with the OAT and everything. And these two are the learning centers and the artist residence, and the parking will be provided within the multi-level car parking. So well, this is this is a hub where all the Kerala elements are also incorporated in a modern building with central courtyard and amphitheater where there should be a space. This also acts as a space where living and working mode of living should come together. Work-life balance also should come together. So these are the plans of the performance center. And so in the ground floor, there is a auditorium with this is the riverside view. So, and here there is a small cafeteria, and
You
on the
have 1
above.
minute left. Please wrap up fast.
So, and in the I will show the section. Okay, and this is a section where this is a riverfront area, and this is a roadside area. So here all the details are there. So the people coming to here can have a good entrance, and they can use buy the details that are being made by the artists and also people who are learning here. And the upper two floors are the studio spaces, and there will be a library and a gallery for the public people and also for the artists. And the riverfront area, which is this, is fully a public area. So this is a pedestrian entrance. So people can fully use this area as a public zone, and all these areas that are catering here are only for the public uses, like yoga centers. So people can in the morning they can come and use spend some time for yoga. They can use the retails, and they can use the entire space. And this is all. And Kerala is also famous for is for the tourists. So this hub is also focusing on to bring tourist investment also by using this area. And in this for this in base of sustainability. So this is a website. So I have provided sanded wall, and in Kerala there are the terrain is very high. So all the local materials, and because of sensitive to the slanted wall, the mist will not come, will not be that large. And this is fully vegetated, and it is a high environmental zone. And the
Thank you
parking.
so much. I think your time is up. We would request the jury to please move forward with the questions. Thank you so much.
Could you
Hi,
come? Yes, please.
hi, Laya.
Hi.
Yeah, it's nicely done. And when you were showing that design, I was literally moving inside Kerala state.
Okay.
So there are two, three things on which I'm going to ask, because I didn't find any lacuna in your design. First of all, what is the is it the river is this site is a live one, or you have just taken it as a hypothetical site?
No, it is actually in near Info Park, which is this is a proposed project by Kerala government.
So have you worked it out? Like, what is the distance you should maintain from
Yeah.
the shoreline?
Yes. So from the river, there should be around 15 meters from the riverside. So in 15 meters, so only the pedestrian walkways and only green spaces I have provided on this part, which act as a buffer. And the building will be starting only after the 15 meters.
And what are the measures you have taken for the sustainability of the structure?
So this is an area where the soil is very muddy. So
Please show your master plan again.
yeah, I wish. Yeah.
Yeah, this here.
So I have provided high foundations, and also since in this area the basements can be provided. So for the parking, I have provided multi-level car parking on the roadside area, which is this is for 4 meter, more than 4 meter above from the riverside. So on this area,
How
it is.
we are going to protect the shoreline?
I didn't get.
You said that
Can
you have
you?
given a setback of 50 meter.
Yes.
In Kerala during the rainy season, all these rivers they bulge out. Lots of water
Yeah.
do
Yes.
come. So what are the precautions, or you can say what is the sustainability factor you have taken considered in the design?
So uh, uh, I had provided uh, mm, a good retaining, provided retaining walls also, which are very strengthened, but at the correct level. And also since the here the plinth height I have given is 450, and on this side, and here I have increased the plinth height to 550, so that there won't be much problems, because since also I also have checked on the head map, and then flood map in 2018, this area was flood, not under the flood zone. Only at the first, only around
Thank you.
10
Thank you.
meters it was.
Thank you, Laya. Thank you.
I have two observations. Number one, there must be a lot of trees because Kerala has a lot of palm trees, everything. They, I
Yes.
think, have not been shown, neither they've been, integrated in the design. That's number one. Number two, the spaces, all these 4 blocks remain independent. So if you could connect them through a space frame, the space would have been used much better, and this would have been large spaces available to you for all this, and this would have visually connected all these blocks. Number two. Number three, right in the entrance, you are having a multi-level car parking. So when you are passing through the road itself, the entire essence and visibility of the building is gone. So the multi-level car parking would be more dominant as compared to the campus. I think that could have been, better placed, or, you take it down or place it somewhere else, but it is overshadowing this building design. That's what I think.
Sir, yeah. So actually, the multi-level car parking, it is like this. So one part, there is a basement and there is a earthworm structure here. So inside the earthworm, the parking people can use these 2 levels, and here it is going like a it is merging with the landscape itself. So it won't. I think it won't affect the entire
Okay,
view,
no
because
problem. We are only
here-
observing, we are only observing, and that's what.
yeah, and also I have
Yes.
also connected the both the learning centers. The first floor of all the learning centers, I will show the render.
I'm talking of the roof level, if they would connect all these blocks at the
in
roof
the roof
level,
level.
that would have been, all the space below could have been used, and that would have been a nice space for the people to sit, interact at. That's the only thing.
So I have also given a ramp staircase here, which is slightly, which is like a courtyard. So this also acts as an interactive space. And also in the first floor, all these 3 buildings are connecting. So the people, artists who all are, the artists are people who can work at different timing. So at night also, if they have to work, they don't need to go outside the complex. They can just
No,
move through.
I'm talking between the buildings. I'm not
Yeah,
talking
it's
within the building. I'm talking between 2 blocks, 3 blocks.
okay.
This is what. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I just have one question for you. What are your strategies to abate heat gain in this?
So in this, so in the facade, mainly in the entire building, I have mainly used local materials like terracotta tiles for the roofing, and also in the facade, this part I have given athlete stone, which as a cladding, and here I have provided louvers and also the windows. So there will be always cross ventilation, which will be happening throughout the building, and also since in the western side, I have provided the slanting walls. So yeah, the harsh sun's radiation won't enter into, will not be that harsh because it is eh, since it is a slanting wall. And all and in
All
the
right, all
for
right.
the roof.
That's all. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the presentation and jury for the questions. Now we would like to move on to the team three. Team number three, I hope you're ready with your presentation.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. 1 minute, ma'am. Is the screen is visible, ma'am?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So starting with theme, the social hub. So I designed a Arboclave where an experiential hub blending mobility, nature, and culture. The Arboclave flows as an enclave woven through the transit hub where passes, encounters, and culture converge. Based on this, I chose the site as Chandigarh because I went there and I felt Chandigarh is peaceful, but its lives are little hidden. So I thought, what if the place creates both new and nostalgic memories together? So, based on that, I concluded the concept as a fable of Odyssey, a lane of moments where these sketches were inspired from the live sketch in the site, like rock gardens, waterfall, the urban square, like the cycle ride, everything. So, based on this, the Odyssey begins. I concluded the design with the concept as continuum through the space and timeless and open-ended. So it should be progressive. It should be gathering of spaces and reminiscing the old and new initiatives. So I thought of playing with levels and also lights and shadows. So this is the existing site condition, and I made a little model to understand how the site responds. And based on that, chosen site was created. And based on this, I did some scenario mapping about how the people will commute through the space, and a few mappings I have done. So this gave an idea to reimagine a site in a better way. I got an inspiration from the nearby bridge market, where the overbridge flows above, and the people were using the spaces beneath. So I want to introduce a beneath the bridge experience through, which will both make pedestrian friendly as well as all the vehicles will be above the ground, promoting a non-urbanized zone. So based on that, I arrived important spaces for the design, like amenities like the main ISBT, which is in allowance with community center like
Um,
Piazza. Yes, ma'am.
yeah, you're speaking, but you're not changing the slides.
Oh, is it, ma'am?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry. 1 minute, ma'am. Uh, Sorry. Is it visible now?
Not
Not.
visible.
Not yet. I will reshare, ma'am. Can I?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
You can start again.
Thank you so much. So I have decided, so based on the social hub, I created the Arboclave, an experiential hub blending mobility, nature, and culture. Um, I started with designing the space where the Arboclave is a flowing enclave which woven through the transit hub where pauses, encounters, and culture converge. It is a lane of moment which transform the overall spatial experience. So why Chandigarh? I feel Chandigarh is peaceful, but its lives are hidden. So I thought, what if the place creates both new and nostalgic memories together? Based on that, I concluded the concept, the fable of Odyssey, where a lane of moments together arrive, like the rock gardens waterfall, the joy of cycle riding, the urban square in between, everything. So based on that, I created the driving force, the continuum through the spaces, like progression, gathering spaces, reminiscing the past, everything, which needs to be both timeless and open-ended. Also, the existing site has so many potentials. So based on this,
Which is the site, which sector you are referring to?
Sector 17, so
17,
yeah,
city center.
yeah, city center.
Okay.
Yeah. So I made a model out of it and decided only reimagining the particular zone, like the football ground, the ISBT zone, and the Mela ground. So, which helped me to reimagine the state in such a way, creating a beneath the bridge experience overall. What if all the vehicles are above the ground and the beneath the bridge is more pedestrian friendly and non-urbanized? So based on that, I came to the important amenities like main ISPT stand, daycare, fun center, which aids the ISBT zone. Also, the central Odyssey core, which together distributes into every space. Also, in between spaces like tree courts, community courts, and food streets, etc. So this is the overall axonometric of the whole view. Um, and I categorize the design into three stages: Piazzo, the ISBT terminal, which I redesigned, and the Odyssey core, the central hub. Um, so this is the overall roof plan of the design. And moving on to the spatial categorization, the urban spiazzo, which is the main drop in and drop off of the whole hub. People can enter via through this. Um, and also there I provided feeder and auto services also, so people can move towards it and reaches the central urban piazzo, and which they can diverse together from that area. So this is some of the views, like the entrance where the hawker zones also present in the entry. This is the labyrinth, which uh, feels like a growing out of the ground, etc. So this is the ground floor plan of the whole ISBT, and this is the holistic axonometric view of the ISBT. So moving on to the Odyssey core, which inspired me to design some of the street furnitures like drinking water module and some of the designs like that. And this is the Odyssey core, where the holistic experience together forms, and which joins to a metro and the entrance. And there is also another way I provided through the city gallery. This city gallery was inspired from the road network of Chandigarh, and I categorize it as long walls and short walls, which is like an underpass with a gentle waterfall along with it. So this is the overall metro and gallery plan together. And this is the plan of innovation hub, which is next to the Odyssey core. So concluding with the food court and stalls, I said the in-between spaces like that. And
You're left with a minute now. Please continue.
yeah. So this is the street furnishing, where I categorized the arrangement like public seating, a cycle track in between, and pedestrian walkway along with it. I also provided some of the interesting elements like upcycled material, the wind chimes, which are used from an upcycled materials like old railings, utensils, everything, which will provide a gentle sensory experience along the overall spaces. And these soundscape elements are located in key locations of the overall site. I also place some of the reflective areas in strategic locations, which will enhance the overall spatial depth and experience overall. Also, the I mainly wanted to main aim of the overall design is to make it more pedestrian experience and having a memorable experience throughout. So this design wants to convey overall perspective of that. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. We request the tutors to please ask questions.
Did you study the controls and the system of Chandigarh before you did it? Because
Ah, yes.
there is already a public space,
Ah,
The
yes.
sector 17 divided into two parts, commercial and institutionally.
Institution.
You
Yes,
are
sir.
referring to institutionally, But then the
Ah, yes, sir.
commercial,
I thought of reimagining the whole context in such a way. What if making it a what if questions like
in fact, there is already a water body is created. There is
that?
already a plaza which is existing, in the commercial space. There is an
Yes.
overbridge, but the way you are taking the cycle, maybe
Hmm.
they are not permitted, and either I think this looks totally hypothetical, not in the context of what
Hmm.
exists in Chandigarh and what is permitted in Chandigarh, because Chandigarh has already a cycle track system
Hmm.
available to it, and they
Yes.
don't allow in the public spaces to run
Hmm.
cycles. They only
Hmm.
allow, like you go to lake, they are only, you can walk, not on the cycle,
Hmm.
Similarly, in Sector 17, you can walk on the public plaza, not on cycle. So
Hmm.
maybe, that is where the context remains. I think
Hmm.
the context of Chandigarh should have been known before you are putting in this, because Chandigarh has a lot of system of
Yes, sir.
distinct controls and difficult kind of
Yeah.
systems, That's what my comments are.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Taranya.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Which place you basically belong to?
I belong to Chennai, Tamil Nadu. Yes.
Chennai. Okay. So have you ever been to Sector 17, Chandigarh?
Ah, yes, sir.
How
I've
many
been there
times?
for 1 month over
One
there.
month.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Chandigarh is a town.
Hmm.
Big, you can say it's a concept town in India
Yes.
where all these architectural students, architects, they go to that city to
Hmm.
see how to preserve a township.
Hmm.
I was trained in the city Chandigarh in the year 2000.
Okay, yes.
So to me, the city actually went to in the year 2000. City looked
Hmm.
very beautiful and very clean, neat and clean, very maintained.
Hmm.
People of Chandigarh also very much sentimental towards the design, initial designs, which the
Hmm.
architect had thought.
Yes.
Like Jit sir has said, I mean, I also go in
Hmm.
the same line. Your imagination is fantastic. Your
Yes.
rendering is fantastic. Everything is very good,
Yes.
but practically it is not possible in Sector 17 because I had worked in Sector 17 for 4 months. My
Hmm.
internship was there for 6 months almost all.
Yeah.
So the sentiments of that area, I
Hmm.
don't think it has changed in due course of 2.5 decades also.
Hmm.
This you could propose in any other urban area that could be well thinkable,
Hmm.
but it is not pretty possible there because Sector 17 has got its whole importance in the total planning of the Chandigarh city.
Yes.
Apart from this, I have no questions. Everything is fine with you.
Yeah. Thanks. Uh, the main idea was to think beyond that. So I just attempted the design for that. Yes.
Yeah, I
Very fine,
think
very fine.
Yeah.
absolutely. So I'll tell you something. I'm born in Chandigarh. I've lived almost my entire childhood in Chandigarh.
Yes.
And what Sir just said, I 100% can relate to it. I
Mm,
think the design that you've created is great. It's just not contextual. It
mm,
might have worked in the industrial area, maybe, but
yes.
17 is it's something that is very emotionally coherent with the
Mm,
people that live in that city. But I think in other areas of maybe Mohali, maybe
mm,
Panchkula, maybe anywhere in the Tri-City area, it might have worked better. But it's just, I think,
yes.
contextually, it's not making sense to me. I would not want to see it happening there, personally speaking.
Yes.
Yeah.
In
Taranya,
fact,
Taranya, I
Yes.
just would like to because sir, I'm going to past. I
Mm,
used to stay in Sector 20. And
Yes.
I just go by walking to my workspace that is in Sector 17, just above the GPO. So I still remember those days. Whenever I design, now I am planning, master planning, I am doing city designs also. So those things never go from my mind because these are very basics, and we have grown up and we're working, keeping those intact, like those principles in mind intact. And whatever you are showing, this can be a proper example of a hyper city, AI based city, generation next city, but it can't be replaced to Sector 17.
Hmm. Yes. Yeah, I think that's
And I just add, I have spent 61 year in this city. I came to do my architecture in 64 in
yes.
Chandigarh itself. So I know the city as a student of architecture, as a professional who has spent total life in working in Chandigarh, plus, as academics, after retirement. So I know Chandigarh thoroughly, This is one thing. I know there can be opportunities, but there are, contexts which have to be addressed properly.
Yes.
That's what.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank
Jit sir, you will be astonished to meet me here because when I was doing my internship over in Chandigarh, I had met you quite often times,
Where were
way
you
back in
when
the year 2000.
you are with the internship with Mr.
I was
Bhaga?
with Mr. Surinder Baga.
Yes, they are next to post office,
Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you.
I
Maybe
met you
when,
quite often times. Yes, sir.
yeah,
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I
Thank
think.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your presentation, and thank you so much, Juras, for your questions. Now, I would like to request Team 4 for their presentation, please. Go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Can you all see our presentation?
Yes.
Oh, surely. Good.
And can you all, just a second, can you all see me switching it?
Yes, you are
Yes.
properly visible.
All
Yes.
right. Okay. So good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Hussain Zaveri, and this is my friend Neil Nafre. We're batchmates from the Academy of Architecture in Bombay. Today we're going to tell you about our project NIVA, which is our take on a Center for Performing Arts and Exhibitions. So for us, NIVA is not just a building, it is a platform that provides artists, creators in this particular area to sort of collaborate and showcase their skills. And it integrates traditional art forms with a modern touch, and it helps sort of a communication between these two disciplines. So I would like to start with our site context. So our site is located in Ulve in Navi Mumbai, along the Panvel Creek, and it is connected to a very major highway. So it checks the boxes of a public space because it has good sea view and also a good commuting area. It's also in close proximity to the Belapur Artist Village and the Navi Mumbai Airport. And so a little bit about our brief is, and as to why we made Niva. So Niva is sort of like a revival engine to the Artist Village in Navi Mumbai, which is designed by Charles Correa. So this is actually a site with great potential, but it is currently inactive. And we're sort of aiming to revive this site by creating this platform along very close to the international airport to create a sort of an international platform for these artists to display their work. Coming to our brief, we have four main functions. We have a 400-seater auditorium. We have a black box theater for more intimate performances. We have an exhibition hall, which contains both closed spaces and open air spaces. And we also have workshops for artists to practice their skills. Coming to the form development of our structure, we started with a basic cuboid and we angled it for some dynamism. Then we started creating voids and punctures in it to let air, light, and people flow in our structure, and also sort of have a balance between solidity and open spaces. We also raised our volume to add more ventilation in the structure, and then we sort of softened the profile by adding concavity and curves. Coming to the planning of the building, the four blocks that are there, they are present radially from the sea, giving a sense of openness and connection. The entire building is raised by 3 meters to give a more dramatic entry and to smartly tuck away all the service entries for the building. So as you come up the ramp, you're met by a grand lobby, which becomes a spine for the entire building. These four blocks then open up into a central courtyard, which has a large public amphitheater, which sits on a water body, which because of the height gap blends in perfectly with the surrounding water, mimicking a mesmerizing view. Sorry. Then coming to the natural ground floor, here we have tucked away all the services for the building. So this include the filtration room, the parking, the electrical room, and we have a service entry for loading for loading of vehicles. The podium on the top becomes a public plaza, which fully capitalizes on the view that we have on the site. The podium also has these spillover terraces, which become a break area for the people in the site after the performances have taken place. Then just to give understanding of the scale, the ground level is at 0 meters. The podium top is at 9 meters, and the topmost part of the building is at 30.5 meters, which makes the building a skyline defining building. Come into the sustainability of our projects, obviously. So when we talk about our water body that our amphitheater sits on, it's not just aesthetically pleasing, but it's also serving as a rainwater harvesting system because of the high rainfall prone site that we have. We can actually collect this water and utilize the excess back into our UGT. And we also have filtration systems under the amphitheater that keep this water running and clean at all given points of time and never let it go stagnant.
Please conclude. You have 1 minute remaining.
We have also used locally sourced materials like laterite stones and local plasters and Indian rosewood to build this entire structure. And this is not only reducing our carbon footprint, but also cutting down the costs of our transport in the project. Of course, we have our elevated ground floor, and it has a lot of perforations in it. So it's a perfectly cross-ventilated structure. And in conclusion, I think, as I like to call our structure, a revival engine for the artist village. It's not just a platform for the artists in this generation, but also for the future generations. And it really pictures what Navi Mumbai aspires to be. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. I would request the jurors to please ask questions.
Your blocking matches the art and cultural hub, exactly the same kind of pattern which we were seeing earlier. All four blocks have been arranged like that.
Yeah, right. The one, the previous.
But there is a lot of flooding. There's no flooding in this because there are a lot of rains in Bombay. So once
Yes,
you are
so
put, how
so
you are
certain
managed.
points in this Panvel Creek do flood. We've chosen a point where there's already existing structure, so we can confirm that this is a safe place to build this structure. And it is also a really pristine site that is abutting a highway and close to the airport and close to the artist village. So it's like the perfect location for our site.
But going into the water,
So we're not really going into the water. We're raising the structure above the water, in fact. And we're creating our own water body on the side that seamlessly blends with the existing water body.
That's mobility. Everything becomes a question when you are putting in this kind of situation. You have a lot of people getting to the open air theater, how to get in and how to get out in kind of an emergency, that itself is. Okay, the other juror.
So your design is very futuristic, looks good to me, and it looks generation next also. Have you thought of the like when we design when you will come into the practical field, while designing you should see the practicality of the structures also. So what is your planning about the structure? How you want to build the structure?
So if you look at our structure, we have, I'm sorry, just a second. Okay, I'm not, yeah. Yeah. So if you look at our structure, we have actually planned the colonnades that the structure would be based on. But yeah, we definitely, when we look at the amphitheaters and auditoriums, I think we built it on a more contextual, like conceptual level. But I think other than the depths being increased, we wouldn't change the structure much. And this is totally possible with portal frames and new steel structure formations that we have available to us.
Good. It
Right.
should be best on steel tubes. Now
Yeah. Right.
tubular constructions is in real form in India. Earlier we used to find it in all these European countries, but now we are doing a lot of projects in steel tubes also. So
Right.
this
Right.
is good idea. And how you are going to neutralize the carbon footprints, because lots of glazings are there, lots of steels being used. So how you are going to neutralize
So
the
I think
carbon footprints of the project?
Uh, so the first thing that we wanted to do was utilize as much as local materials that we could find. So we wanted to give the building a laterite cladding and use some local woods. So because you're not transporting material from a large distance, your overall net carbon footprint does come down. Plus, we have features of passive cooling and the entire parking space that's also completely naturally ventilated.
That I understood you had already mentioned.
Hmm.
But that is just there is a race of getting your structure
Hmm.
rated nowadays. If your
Right.
structure is not rated, then your structure have got no value. Okay,
right.
Hmm.
so you need GRIHA rating, you need 5-star rating, you need, nowadays we are designing net zero buildings, net plus buildings. When your buildings is coming up with so much glazings, how you are going to neutralize your energy demand? How you are going to, have you thought of about that thing? Because
So
sustainability, the major fact in the sustainability is how to tackle the ground situation. Like Jit sir said, that Mumbai, we know, and everybody every day in the some every year we see in the, like in the rainy season,
hmm.
we used to see the problems of Mumbai. At the same time, how you are going to tackle the power demand? Once your
So
power demand goes up, your carbon footprint also goes up.
right,
Right.
right.
So,
So
have you thought of about that thing?
yes, so we did think of this while we were designing the structure, and if you would notice, then we have tried to place our glazings facing the sides that have the least harsh amount of sun. And when you look at the thick walls that we've done, so we identified that laterite does have a property of blocking off a lot of heat and keeping the structure cool itself internally. And this is also why we introduced laterite material in our build form. And we have kept those sides that are exposed to extremely harsh sunlight double coated with local plaster jalis. If you would notice closely over here in our structure, you can see that we've double cladded the structure where there is harsh sunlight. um, so yeah, we've overall tried to keep the glazings on a less harsher side, so there is less heat entering in our building in general. And then obviously, or we have also tried to maximize the use of natural light and ventilation in our structure.
Thank
What is
you.
this
Thank you.
orientation you have, this block, this is
Sorry.
facing which side?
So the
This
north is up,
north is up,
They
and
are
the
facing
southern
to west
side
side, sir.
everything is
their
blocked.
east is this. They are
Yeah.
looking at
Yeah,
east.
The
all
southern
those
side
glazings
everything.
are facing to west. So, so there is
West,
no point of talking about those things which these kids are
yes.
saying.
West, you can never, you
Uh,
can never ever, block it unless you have louvers, and that too vertical louvers, that's
Right.
all.
because to neutralize this thing,
So
you
you can
need to
never.
go higher efficient glasses. That will again build up prices.
Okay.
Again, the cost will go up. And the
Right.
span which you are showing, that is only possible in steel tube big sections. Your
Right.
structure is going to be very costlier. So
Yes.
Okay.
while designing, always think of the money, how much it is needed to be, how much money is needed to be construct that project. Because India is a developing nation. India is not Europe.
Right.
India is not US. So always think the economy first, then design.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Team
you.
4. Now we would request Team 5 to please move ahead and start with their presentation.
Yes, sure. Let me know if my slides are visible to you and
Yes,
they
it's
are.
visible. Just move it. Yes, it's moving.
It's moving?
Moving, yes.
Yes, great. So, 1 second. Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I'll present Buddhan Manshala, a space where a once silenced community now performs, teaches, and leads. It is not just meant to be seen or heard, but to engage, participate, and grow together through culture, learning, and shared dignity. A space born from silence, built for expression, and open to all. This is a place near Ahmedabad Airport, lies Charanagar. Just 200 meters away from Charanagar, a government plot once served as an open jail during British rule. Today, its revival is both symbolic and powerful, transforming a ground of silence into a pedestal of identity and expression. Architecture here is a response to marginalization, where the pedestal becomes a metaphor for voice, dignity, and visibility, anchored in theater. An everyday act of resistance and expression, the space grows into an urban magnet, inviting people to gather, engage, and celebrate a culture that refuses to be forgotten. Charas were once nomads, branded as born criminals during under British rule. Even after independence, the stigma remained, but change began from within after the inception of Charanagar Library and Buddhan Theatre in 1998. The 2018 July 26th incident reignited the fight for identity and rights. So the architecture becomes a pedestal uplifting the self-worth, learning, and cultural identity. Its presence shift the gaze from the stigma to pride. What begins as a community response rises as a citywide landmark of cultural resistance. Coming to the design, it involves spaces like a semi-open stepped classroom, with a central pedestal, which becomes a space to perform or speak. Another open on all sides invites intimate dialogue and theater. At the center here on At the center, an open and tree shaded courtyard becomes the heart of the campus, anchoring interaction and everyday connection. This scattered informal stages spark everyday movements of voices and visibility. The site is a woven ecosystem where performance, learning, digital spaces flow together, linked through these courtyards, open views, and gentle thresholds that invite movement and meetings. Talking over the plan, visitors enter through a low walled edge, not a boundary, but a place to pause, sit, and begin. The nature weaves through the form, softening built edges and creating courtyards that breathe. Here, performance isn't it unfolds under trees, on plinths, and in everyday spaces. A place that doesn't raise its voice, but amplifies others. On the right, there is an exhibition space and a cafe are placed around an old water tank, now a permanent reminder for their struggle within this exhibition.
Then there is this public amphitheater opens towards this Sindhi community promoting cross-cultural interaction. The shaded amphitheater here allows the all-time usage of the space, even by the community panchayat of the Charas. Um,
You
so
have a minute. Please conclude.
Yes, on the first floor, there is an auditorium which becomes the main formal pedestal, a space for their space to speak, perform, and to be seen. Here is a small existing temple and a banyan tree, which becomes the quiet point of shared faith and neighbors. The This is the community that all the community already runs their small library and digital working area within the community. So this proposed library, digital labs, and classrooms grow from that spirit and rooted in what already exists with elevated through architecture. This is the Russian Center and the guest house. Now, concluding, the goal was to begin to design a pedestal for the performance art and not a pedestal for the community itself. This was a space where their talent, stories, and culture would rise and be seen with the shift of gaze and with more community interaction. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would like the jurors to please go ahead and ask questions.
My comments will be when you are doing a complex, then you have to bring in the urban design component itself, how the spaces are basically interacting within themselves and, with other spaces. You can see block number 5 looks very fine, but there is all separate blocks which you have created. But as a complex, I think once it's dedicated to a community, it would be better if you have a kind of common space where if they come together, they are, brought together. And all these spaces, when you are planning, they flow in one another, then they are not disjointed or disaggregated. So you bring pedestrianization, you bring the blocking in such a manner, and then you have to see, somebody buildings are single story, some are 4 story, but they don't remain connected. That's where ultimately, when you do a complex, these elements has to built in as integral part of the design. That's all my.
Thank you, sir.
Naisargi,
Yes, sir.
so have you worked out any views of this project site?
I'm sorry, I didn't get your
Have
question.
you worked out any 3D views?
So I have this ISOs, but not renders as such.
Can you show them once?
Wait, I'll.
If they have walked through, that would give a better view
Yeah,
of what.
yeah.
I can open the file, but right now I don't have ready.
Okay.
Okay. So, likewise, sir said, even I am also with him. So, while going in for a campus development, first of all, you should see there is a correlation between the buildings. If I see this view also, which you are showing now, I do not know how you have connected those dots together in a design. Design is just like a story.
Yes.
It needs to be properly told. Otherwise, it looks disoriented. Some movies gets a hit. Some movies gets a like blockbuster. Some movies even don't collect the like costing of the movie. So it is like movie story. So your design also it is just like a story. How you are going to connect the dots? Requirements should be properly stitched together. If you will see just this 3D view or use an isometric view, is it? Do you think this is well connected?
I feel it is well connected with the nature, but if I talk about the blocks and the connection between each and every buildings, I feel it is somewhere lost. I'll agree with that.
And while you prepare such, this kind of presentation, because we do have maximum 5 to 6, 7 minutes.
Yes.
Your presentation should be very much in bullet points.
Yes. Okay.
Because you must have done so many things, but you were unable to show it here.
Yeah.
So always make your presentation very much specific, and to less slides and some views where you can sell your concept, because you are selling your concept to us now. But you must have done some research work on this thing, but in your sheets, I didn't find those things.
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, you have worked hard. I must appreciate it. But to me, I am not pretty much convinced of this concept.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no questions here.
Ma'am, would you like to ask any questions?
No, I'm saying no questions here. I think sir has pretty much summed it up what I was trying to say. Just the correlation is missing and the dialogue between different structures coming together. It's pretty much missing here. You've done good work. I would want to appreciate you on one thing, that although you've planning wise, urban fabric wise, things are a little bit off, but architecturally you've done one good job where it's blending well with the entire site. It's not that the architecture is speaking so loud that other things are not going well with it. So one thing that you've done very well is you've tried to sort of at least make an ecosystem instead of just making your building a highlight, which I really like. But apart from that, yeah, no questions from my side.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Themes remain very relevant. That's very important.
Okay, sir. Thank you for all the feedbacks. I'll consider it for the future projects. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much for presenting. Thank you so much, jurors. I would request Team 6 to please be ready and present their work.
Team 6 is there.
Hi, can you hear me clearly?
Yes.
You're right. Okay. So, my name is Thư, and this is my partner, Huy. We come from Vietnam, and now we will start our project presentation. Um, We began this project with a question: how can architecture support the continuity of cultural practices, not by statically preserving them, but by allowing them to live, to evolve, and to experience? So we started to looking for a place where traditions still exist as part of everyday life, not as a performance, but as a practice.
This is the country, Vietnam. You are referring to Vietnam, or where you are referring to? Which country?
It's in Vietnam.
Vietnam. And city?
It's in the middle of Vietnam.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, that question led us to this village. It is a small village in the northern of Vietnam. So brocade weaving is still carried out by hand, and this craft is alive yet vulnerable. It's full potential, but lacking visibility and space to grow. So our project aims to provide a space where weaving is not only preserved, but activated, shared, and reimagined through architecture. What gives the village its soul is traditional brocade weaving, and it's a cultural language, live in daily wear, festivals, and sacred ritual. Over 60% of households rely on it for income. Yet it faces very challenges, isolated and lacking infrastructure. There's no space for festival or gathering. So how can architecture help preserve and empower this living heritage? We understood what makes it so culturally vibrant. So we step into the land itself and find out about the site context. It's defined by a single main road. The land is sloped gently and provide a view of the alley. However, small alleys branch off in a scattered way, making it hard for people to move around or interact easily. Uh, so these are local architectural typology. It's elevated to protect against floods and animals. But over time, the urban ground floor has been enclosed with concrete, turning into dark and isolated storage or workshops. So we think, what if we could transform them back into open and shared areas that invite light and people? So our concept start from what already there, but we imagine how it could serve better. We introduce a gentle bus that link the scattered homes to a new community center at the village core, and it encourages walking, pausing, and meeting, creating chances for people to connect and guiding both locals and visitors toward the heart of the village. We keep the traditional form, but scale it up. This larger volume allow for group gathering and multi-use public activities while still feeling familiar. Then, instead of the hard walls, we introduce a soft path, offering space for casual meetings, rest and interaction. Finally, we return the ground below each house to nature. Building on this, the community center continues the language of steel architecture. It connects to the land itself and follow the contour of the site, dividing.
You have a minute. Please conclude.
Qua tới tới trang tiếp theo.
Zooming into the ground floor plan, the layout carefully separates public and productive spaces. While it is open to the villager and visitor, the right side is reserved for local artisans to weave, teach, and work uninterrupted. Even when public events or workshops take place, it is a delicate balance, celebrating cultural exchange without compromising the peace of craft.
Cái nào đây?
Our design offer a stage for performance, teaching, and celebration. And this is a render of the stage. After open courtyard where festival and event take place, we move into the indoor production spaces. The interior area are carefully set to follow the full traditional weaving process, from cotton separating to final weaving. And this, there are some render of the interior. Moving onward from the central building, visitors are naturally guided to follow the path that extends into the village. Architectural language used in the community center to echo along this pathway, familiar forms, material, and spatial rhythm, ensuring that the invention blends seamlessly into the existing context. This is the module of the pathway, from planting area to healing cocoon reading nooks or communal dining spaces. And this is
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry, your time's up. I would request the jurors to please ask questions.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm so happy to see people from Vietnam. And when we think of Vietnam with rich diversity, everything. So I've been to that place many times. I have seen this kind of structures in place in Vietnam also, probably near Cambodia.
Yes.
So just tell me what you have thought of. Like Cambodia is hot and humid climate. Sorry. So may I know the location where you have designed it? Like what is your site?
Nghe được.
This location is located in the northern of Vietnam, which has a tropical climate.
Yeah,
so
it's a tropical climate, hot and humid and raining.
Yeah, it's
more,
humid and
more,
rainy.
more. Yeah. So what you have thought for the climatic invasion? Like how you are dealing with because the roof which we are showing to me, probably they are steel roof or thatch roof.
we use the traditional material. This is the thatch roof, weaving roof.
So
With
how sustainable it is?
I think because traditional house still using it, but combined with modern technology to waterproof under the touch layer, so it still provide familiar but more durable.
Can you show me your site plan again?
Is this drawn to scale, you know? Is it to scale?
Uh,
It has been drawn to scale, or it is not scale, you know? Because it looks much bigger than your village even.
Yeah, it looks very big.
Very big.
oh,
the ground floor plan
And the
is
distance between blocks, if you will see, block to block distance is very high. And you have set all these activities which you have shown in the circle with the dots you have given in the is nicely designed, but I'm not sure about the scale, likewise sir said, but it looks good. And you should give more emphasis on how to you go to see on the drainage, how to you see how to tackle with the temperature of that climate. So these are the things which you need to just look into it, otherwise things is good here.
Could you tell us how it helps the village, you know, in grow or socially, economically, or physically? Does it make a value addition to the existing villages because their houses are? I wish, you know, the villages could have been integrated, but this area, what value it adds to the village, I think that will be more relevant to understand in the project.
yeah.
Are you able to understand, you know?
I'm so sorry. Can you type the question down so we can better understand it?
Yes, I was just trying to say the project you are proposing, how it is making value addition to village in terms of this, you know, social living or economic thing, or, you know, anything else, you know, in their quality of life or their workability. Has that, there is a connect or there is a disconnect in that?
First of all, it's located in the heart of the village. You can see in the site plan, so the villager can easily move to the building to work and entertainment. And moreover, the material is used from the local, so it's cheap for transportation. And we don't have to use much modern technique to build it. It's just use the local materials.
You are not getting what sir is asking. Have you done any socio-economic survey how to do this kind of project and how it will impact on the society?
Oh, what we are hope that our project impact the society is that it provide a safe and a welcome place for the artisan to working at and a proper place to have the space for gathering uh, the whole community here and can invite visitors to come here and to experience the local culture here. So it can uh, provide a place to work, to entertain, to relax, and uh, higher the chance of interaction between the villager. Is that
Is it a real site or a hypothetical sighting?
uh, sorry, can you repeat it?
Is it a real site? Their village is existing and this area is defined, or just you are assuming? No. I just want to ask you, had you gone to the village and talked to them? What was, you know, their problem? That's what you are trying to provide this kind of solution?
Well, we come here once, but it was a long time ago. So we look at Google Maps images to more understand about this place now.
I was just referring to because you were showing certain kind of pictures where the animals were there, where the people were doing, there all those handlooms below the house, and there were a lot of flooding, etc. Are you trying to move their workplaces to this community center, though they all sit and work there and also socialize? Is this the intention? No, we leave it, we leave it.
I'm so sorry, Peter.
Sorry, leave it. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
Are
very
there
much.
any? Yeah. Ma'am, would you like to ask any questions?
Yeah.
AR Utsav Kamboj, ma'am, would you like to ask any questions?
Yeah, you can ask us the question.
Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you so much for presenting. Now I would request Team 7 to please go ahead and present.
Are we audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So, 1 minute. The screen is visible as well?
No, not yet. Show us,
Is
go to
the
next.
screen
Go to next slide.
Yes.
Go to next slide.
Okay. So,
Yes.
good afternoon, everyone. So we had a very big debate about what could be the social hub, and these are the few points that we thought were important and which defines a design as well. We live in cities where the pace of life often disconnects us from culture, from each other, and even from ourselves. So, our proposal stems from a simple idea. Like, what if cities had a living room, a third place, a welcoming public space where people could gather informally, feel safe, be inspired, and build community? Taking India as a larger context, this need is even more urgent here. So, with shrinking commons and rising privatization, I could say, of public life, we ask ourselves only, where do people gather? Not as a consumers, but as a community. So, that's where the idea of social hub was born, a space that is open and safe, informal, yet rooted in tradition, and most importantly, built by and for the people who live there. So the site we chose was Assighat. So we searched for a site that already had a pulse, a living context with strong social, spiritual, and cultural rhythm. So Assighat in Varanasi stood out as perfect site for us because here the ancient mythology meets daily life, like sunset, sunrise yoga, ritual bathings, chanting, craft stalls, boat rides, folk music, and evening artis. But it also revealed some critical gaps like fading tradition practices among younger generations, and a visible lack of safe, inclusive public zones, especially after dark and especially for women and elders. So we saw Asigat not just a historic site, but a living stage for culture, craft, and community, an urgent need of revival and reimagination. So for whom we designed it? So for the people like the user group basically that we catered were locals, seasonal visitors, tourists, and scholars, because their rhythms shaped our design from daily routines to seasonal rituals.
So this project is based on the idea of five koshas, the layers of human existence mapped onto the form of human body, inspired by temple architecture, and each part of the plan corresponds to one kosha, guiding visitors from the physical to the spiritual. The journey begins in the feet with the landscape. 1 minute, sorry. The journey begins in the feet with a landscape zone that includes a yoga deck, amphitheater, and sitting areas. It acts as a threshold that awakens the body and prepares the visitor. Moving on to the legs, we enter the Annamaya Kosh, which is the physical body. This zone is a vibrant market space flanked by stalls and centered around a traditional stepwell representing nourishment, livelihood, and material grounding. Then extending from the upper body are the arms, which houses the workshop spaces. These represent the pranamaya kosh, the energy body, where movement and breath and making come together through crafts and creative energy rooted in Banaras. At the center is the Manomaya Kosha, the mental body. Here we find the exhibition gallery and a harmony pavilion focused on culture, memory, and emotional connection through Indian art and storytelling. Moving on to the neck and head, we arrive at the Vijnamaya Kosha, the wisdom body. This zone houses the Rangmanch below and the library above, representing performance and knowledge where tradition meets thought and reflection. Finally, at the very top is the Anandmaya Kosh, the bliss body, symbolized by a foot court open to sky. It represents joy, fulfillment, and spiritual completeness. Together, this plan creates a spatial journey from earth to
You have a
sky,
minute remaining. Please conclude.
from body to bliss, making architecture an expression of the self.
So this design embraces sustainability through passive and nature-based solutions. So step wells that we have used and the sloping roofs that we have used for rainwater harvesting. Then there are traditional jalis as well, which allows filter daylight and natural ventilation. And the internal courtyards to ensure thermal comfort and cross ventilation. Then there is also storm water that we have managed through bioswales, green buffer zones, and permeable layers that filter and recharge groundwater. Also, we have used lily pond that acts as a biofiltration system and cleaning runoff while enhancing the microclimate. And
Yeah, so from doing to being, from noise to stillness, from structure to spirit, this for us, which
is what architecture can be. And the materials that we used were locally sourced material. So what we used was sandstone, red sandstone, and as
Thank
they
you
had
so much. I guess your time's up. I would request the jurors to please ask questions. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Could you please spell both of names? Like one is Rasi, I suppose.
Yeah, we are actually four together. So yeah, they are
So
coming.
just
They
ask them to come on the screen.
Yes, because they were presenting some. They'll on the camera.
So I must say there is a good coordination between both of you who are presenting. Really impressed. But your master plan is very good. When I
Thank you,
saw
sir.
the master plan, my expectations were very high, very high. But when you gone for the further seats, I didn't found any very less elements of any temple architecture. In the master plan, I can see it. Any South Indian temple or any you can say that thing has come up well. But why didn't you while drawing in the sketch like elevations, the views? Why the temple architecture was absent in your seats? Any specific reason for that?
So actually, we thought mostly about planning base, and the sections that we thought was basically how we could use the step architecture of Varanasi more. So it could blend both architecture of temple as well, and how the site context we could implement in our design.
That is fantastic, very good. But nobody sees your plan. When a person enters into a campus, he sees how you have beautifully designed, what is the elevation you have given, what are the elements you have taken up. Your master plan is very beautiful. You could have given, or you could give a rethought how to design it again with the elements, all elements of temple architecture near around what you find near around the Banaras.
Sorry,
Asighat,
sir.
the name which you have taken is very
Well
promising.
done.
So
Yes.
you should some elements just nearby. You can find if you look up near the SC Banaras, Asighat in Banaras, you'll find lot of architectural elements. Use them. This design will be a super hit.
So
Right.
actually, rather using the temple elements, we use the elements that we saw at Varanasi, like arches, step wells, and even the jalis, then the chhatris. So,
What
and
happened with the
also
roofs?
the materials.
What happened with
Yes,
the roofs? Why you have
that is.
given what way? Why you have given slope roofs? Some in some seats it is looking like tin sheds. You know that is just spoiling all your hard work. So that's why that my suggestion is to when you are working so good on your plan, work on your elevation also, because that is going to, and because if you'll just zoom up your side view, can you zoom that person
Yeah.
on the left? Yeah. You can see your structures, these three brown color structures. Do you think they look like temple?
So not as a
your
exactly
your
temple.
entry your entry is good,
We
your
use
father point
temple.
is good. You should have word on this person, then this thing would have fine. It is my observation. Jit sir will tell his own,
No,
will
no,
tell
no.
his own.
I think you have done great job. What I'm only thinking, what I'm seeing, we looking at the river. The most important is the Ganges, right? The riverfront. Yeah, just put the site, right? Just zoom the site,
Zoom.
So your river is, Ganges, right?
Yeah.
Your river flows in one direction, and your building axis parallel to this. It should have been perpendicular. You are ignoring this. Ghat is very, very important. Everybody will come. Everything morning till evening, people are there. This is the most precious space. How can you have a you know axis which is parallel? It should be perpendicular. Everything you could. The building should have been overlooking the Ganges. That's the essence of that. And
And
I think
in that way, sir, the scope was big,
no,
because you know
I
that length is big.
no,
So
I can appreciate this. They have gone by the site, but they've never gone by the context. In fact, it should have been a linear building which would have been planned with opening right facing the Assi Ghat. If you miss the Assi Ghat, you are only putting building just parallel to it, and then you are blocking the view of Assi Ghat, which is remains most relevant in the Banaras. I've been to there, and I've been swing, and people are mad. They are just going to go that place. This is where you go from one, take your all those boats, etc. But there are steps, everything. So my only observation is it should have been perpendicular. You should have made use of the SC Ghat, not ignored it.
So actually, maps. One minute. So actually, the Assi Ghat was above, and the site we had was here. So Assi Ghat is above that we have marked. This was the Assi Ghat, and the site was over here. So what we thought at initial stage, because here the slope was abandoned, and they could get access only through the road behind, and that the land use that we saw over there was ki mostly the site was surrounded by residential guest house and institutes and temples. So we thought that was our perspective to take to give them more access conveniently.
No, looking at the site, I can see, that only looks the rational way of designing. But when you're looking at the context of how the site is located, then I think the orientation, you have taken, number three, two block could have gone out, There was no problem. Once the block number two goes out, everything opens out, towards this. You can reorient your this. And that's only the minor thing. That's the principle you should have seen, That's what my remarks is. Right?
Rasi,
Yes, sir.
as I said that every design is a story, and every story has got a hero.
Yeah.
Got it? In this story, your hero is that river Ganges. That is
Right.
what Sir is trying to tell. Because that you should have from wherever point of what is your point of entrance, that doesn't matter. You are an architect. You can design this structure in many ways. But your subject of interest here is river Ganges. Thing is that your all these things should focus to this. Even the buildings should face to that riverfront. Then the design, you would have made justice to design. Here the axis is from different angle. You have put build big buildings, and you are whatever designs you are showing in the master plan, you are just dissecting them with your big buildings. If you will say, if you will that an, an Anandamaya,
Yeah, Anandamaya.
Anandamaya, you have
Okay.
prepared
At
very
the end.
very good Anandamaya, but you are obstructing with the red building.
So, red building is mostly a stilted building. So, at lower floor we have a rangmanch, and to rangmanch is the stilted columns which is supporting our library. Because if we are saying there we are adding Vijnamaya Kosh, so it's mostly about wisdom. So we thought ki it could be a very silent space to build it above in a stilted structure and also near the river view. So we have added elements for visual connection as well. So as you could see, the Vijnamaya Kosh, Vijnamaya Kosh ISO.
One thing I
So
can
it's
say, you people have really prepared good seats. Your presentation is very good, nicely curated, but you should give more thought on what you wanted to show in a design, because design is a very simple thing. Never make it complicated. Okay? Yeah. Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, team and the jurors. Now I would request Team 8 to please present.
Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible and visible?
Sure,
Yes.
you are.
Thank you so much. Sorry, is my screen visible?
Yes, no, it's right.
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I am Pihu Diwan from SPA Bhopal. First of all, a very thank you to all the jury members as well as the organizers for this opportunity. And it's been a great experience seeing all the works of the participants. Before starting the presentation, I have a question for everyone present here. So you are seeing a collage right here. Can anyone tell which culture does it represent? Or can you recognize the culture? Anyone?
Don't ask question, no, let's give the answer.
Okay,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Okay, sir. So basically, it's the Manipuri culture. I think most of you have recognized it by the dancer's costume, but there is more to the Manipuri culture other than the dance costume. They have music, they have art forms, they have architecture, jewelry, which we have to, which I presented. So I wanted to ask one question again, like, so basically, when we think about the vacations, if anybody wants to go, so I think northeastern people or northeastern states are the least which are being decided, right? So that's why I took the site in Manipur, which is in Imphal, the capital of Manipur. So the site why we have chosen this location is first of all the lost culture of Manipur. So when I asked the question about the collage, many people didn't recognize about the Manipuri culture. The first point. The second point, to increase the tourism in Manipur. And the third of all, one of the most challenging thing in Imphal is that the flood as well as the earthquake. It's an earthquake and flood prone area. So there is a site SWOT analysis of the site. First of all, the strength, obviously the rich culture which is being hidden or latent, which we have to show to the rest of the people. The weaknesses which we talk about is the implementation of the project which will be taking place. The opportunities which can take is the economic development of that particular region, and threats which I have already discussed, the floods as well as the earthquake. So I present to you Lekai Loom. It's a museum come workshop community center, which is sustainable approach as well as it promotes interactive spaces. So in Manipuri, Lakai means land and Lum means community. So basically, it's a community land or an interactive space for the community. It does not only hold people for tourism, it does connect the people of the local people also. Let's show how. So this is the site. The site is placed in near Kangla Fort, one of the UNESCO sites of Imphal. The area of the total site is around 38 square meters. And as we see, This is one of the service areas. This is one of the service roads, if I correct, as well as on the above, this is the main road which approaches the site. Now, here's the master plan. We have two entrances for the visitor. This is the one entrance and this is the second entrance. One more entrance for the auditorium. So as you enter, there is an auditorium and this is the future development area. And this is one of the most important feature of the site, which is the anti-flood and earthquake center. And as we move forward, there is the canteen and the workshop spaces. This is the main building, which is the museum. And here is the bamboo workshop. This is the shop, as well as this is one of the pavilions and the parking area. Talking about the circulation of this, so this right here is the service road, which caters the museum, the workshop space, as well as the canteen. So moving forward to the site features, you see that there are some lotus patterns which are being made on the ground. So these lotus patterns are basically the ground since the ground is being flat. So one of the major concerns during the flood is that how to remove water from the site. So the lotus pattern which you see are actually
You're
the
left with a
grooves.
minute. Please conclude.
Okay, ma'am. So these are the grooves. So the whole site is being above 1.5 above at plinth. We have used bioswale. Bioswale is a method of recharging water table. Now talking about the inclusivity, before, after physical aspects also, there are other aspects as well as the age, the local people, the tourism. Now this is the earthquake center, which has also been raised in 1.5 plinth. And coming to the main building, the museum as well as the bamboo workshop. This is right here is the museum plan. So as you enter, there is the front seat, and this is the admin area, and this is the courtyard, and this is the exhibition space. Now, this is the elevation and the sections. In sections also, you see this is the courtyard right here. The courtyard also helps in recharging water table, the fountain which collects the rainwater, and here also a fountain which collects the rainwater. The circulation is done in that way that it's a loop to keep the people enacted with that. And yeah, construction details, the roof is being made by bamboo and thatch. The walls are being waterproof as well as flood and earthquake proof. There is coir which we used, which is fire resistant and air cavity for the flood and earthquake. These are the views of the handloom exhibit, and this is the view of the workshop. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Please, I would request the jury to please ask questions.
For wall, which is the material you are using?
Yes, sir.
For walls, what is the
Okay, sir.
material?
So for walls, we have made actually a 300 thick multi-layered wall, which have bamboo reinforcement. First of all, there is woven bamboo panels, which is for the interior. Then we have bamboo reinforcement. There is waterproofing bitumen layer, as you can see here. These are the bricks for infill, and this is the coconut coir, which we used for fire resistant and air cavity for earth, making it earthquake resistant structure.
Are these images you have taken from some building or where they are,
No, sir, I made them in AutoCAD file. This.
You made them in it.
Yes.
All right. The building is purely on bamboo buildings.
Sir, the building is being raised by, yes.
Yes,
The building is being raised by 1.5 plinth to made it flood as well as earthquake friendly. And the bamboo, yes, sir, the whole building is actually made by bamboo reinforcements and the wall which we discussed.
But will the bamboos be able to take up this much load? Did you study when you are talking about the earthquake, the stability of building? I think, did you look at the Prime Minister Awas Yojana, which they have, one for this region, that they had light steel concrete structure, which were, suggested. That's a lighthouse project they were. Because if this is too much earthquake prone, walls are one, which is the first casualty in this place.
Yes, sir. So about
yes. Please go on.
Sir, about the bamboo, which project which you talk about that, I chose bamboo because it is flood resistant. It doesn't corrode like steel in water. That's why I use bamboo. And in traditional Manipuri architecture also, bamboo is being used. I agree with the point which you told about the sustainability or stability of the structure, and I look forward to it.
Hi, Bihu.
Hello, sir.
So you are sole member in this team, or somebody is there in the team also?
No, sir, I'm an individual.
Very good.
That's
Very
nice.
good. Very good. Can you show me? Can you show me the 2D elevations which you are showing?
Yes, sir, right here.
Okay. So to achieve this upper elevation, you are designing this one
Yes, sir.
with the help of bamboo.
Yes, sir.
Okay. How much sustainable it will be?
So the whole structure.
Yeah. Like
So
what will the time period of the structure? When we design something, when we design a structure in concrete, we give a timeline that okay, this structure is safe for 80 years.
yes, sir.
What is the time period of the structure? That would be like what is your expectations as per the materials which we have used?
Sir, around 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
Like
Sir,
that. So,
So
sir,
you
there
have
is, yes, sir.
yeah. Tell me.
Sir, I know bamboo is uh, actually it's a low maintenance material. That's why I chose this, and it's anti to water also, as well as you talked about the strength of the whole structure. I have given the concrete piers here, which is a foundation for the whole structure to be stand on.
Have you been to the site? You
No, sir.
okay? Have you been to Manipur once?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many structures you see there in bamboo at present?
So currently the structures which are being made in urban area are not of this structure, but since the whole point of my project was to revive the culture of Manipur architecture, that's why I chose this material.
yeah,
Okay.
you could, make structure somewhere else, but you could use bamboo extensively as a facade, or something else. There are a lot of partition even you could do with these bamboos. But
Yes, sir.
having this massive structure only in bamboo, and that too for 10 years will be, I think, too much asking for such level of building.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, I agree. And sorry, sir, please continue.
No. Please ask. Please ask.
Yeah, so I actually have a few suggestions for you, View.
Yes, ma'am.
Number one would be what you talked about, that northeastern states are places which do not get that much traction when it comes to vacations and stuff. And hence you're building this. It's not making sense to me. Honestly, it sounds more like a marketing issue. Like government could do prepare some marketing and stuff to bring people there to encourage tourism in those areas. Second thing would be, I would advise, I don't know how to say it right. When you said the durability of the building would be like 15 years, it didn't sound right to me. 15 years, it's not, we're not doing interiors of a bedroom. We are building something, we're spending quite a huge amount on this. And it's not just that, building using bamboo is cheap. It's not that. There's a lot of other additional costs, logistics, labor, and a lot of things go into building a structure like that. So that is something that worries me about this. Third thing, I would suggest you do an extensive research on bamboo construction methods for the future reference.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Cool.
If you are thinking that bamboo is less cost, or it is less like the maintenance is less, this is a very big myth which you are carrying. Concrete and steel are the safest and the most less worry for constructions. Whenever we are going, look, if you are thinking of going for vernacular architecture or vernacular construction, that is fine. That is a subject, different subject altogether. But while designing, you should be more specific where you are using it. The core structure you can think in steel tubes, in wood also, or in concrete. And if you want to use these bamboos, use them where where it can be replaceable, but don't replace the structure in full. No structure should be designed for a claiming period less than 50 years. Okay, if you are talking 10-15 years, that means you are not futuristic. Always think of at least 5 decades. The structure should valid for at least 5 decades minimum. When you are designing something and in concrete, we are thinking of 80 years. When we are designing something in steel tubes, steel joist, we are thinking of 120 years. So never think so low. Otherwise, your design is good, your architecture which you have given to the structure is good, but it is not possible through bamboo. It is possible through bamboo, but it is not viable.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for all the feedbacks.
Thank you so much, team. Thank you so much, Joris. Now I would like request Team 9 to please present.
Hi, shall I present?
Sure, sure.
Yes.
Can you, could someone let me know if I am audible, visible, and the screen is also visible?
Visible, everything fine.
Oh, okay. So good afternoon, all the jurors. My name is Harshita. I would like to present my project today. So before beginning the entire presentation, I would like to start with one statement, which I believe if you're creating a social hub, I don't believe in creating new spaces and attracting people into those spaces. I believe in using the existing infrastructure of any city where every day we are moving, maybe like a metro station or maybe like some sort of a bus station, train station. And, we could create these spaces in such a way that we do end up making people interact with each other. It becomes a social hub instead of creating a different place and trying to attract people into a separate space. Having said that, let me start my presentation today. So this site is specifically located in Sikandrabad precinct of Hyderabad. So it was an urban design intervention. The study was done by a larger group, but the final design is individual. So this is the existing site layout of that structure, and I'm going to start with explaining all the problems in this area and what are the solutions that we're doing. So this what you see is the Sikandrabad railway station, and this is the car parking of that railway station, and this is a regimental bazaar. So it's basically a bazaar that is in front of all the railway station. And there is a small bus station that you see here, 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 here. All of these are small, small bus stations. And the main problem in this area, as you can see, what I've drawn in the image, is that there is a lot of conflict between vehicular movement. This is vehicular movement. This is pedestrian movement at both the entrances. This is the entrance into the railway station and at the exit of the railway station, and the entire as well as there are a lot of activities that is happening in this area. There are a lot of vendors who are selling things. The people are buying those things. There are a lot of people who are auto rickshaw people that are waiting here. They just jump on people as soon as they come out of the railway. It's a huge chaos. What I mean to say is this entire space has a lot of human activity that is happening in this area. But it's the way it is right now. It is very 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 vehicular oriented. So that is what I would like to change with my design. The intention of my design is to make the space more human centric and to add a little bit of aesthetics, add a little bit of imageability into that area, so that people by themselves they come into that area. We don't have to force anyone. So what what I have done is that first we are removing this car parking area. It's going to go underground, and that gives us this entire huge area that we can use for the intervention. So that is the site of my intervention. So let me come up to so this is all the different aspects which I have detailed out in my sheet. But since the time is less, I'm just going to explain my site plan. So this is the area that I earmarked there. So how I've designed it is that this is the first road. We have first axis, second axis. I have tried to get two focal points. So between these focal points, so first function what this has to have is that it's a spillover space for the railway station. So this entire thing is a spillover for the railway station. Second, there are people who are moving from, there's one bus station, another bus station here, there's another bus station here. They're moving from this bus station to that bus station, and also this bus station. So there is we need an uninterrupted area for people to move through. That is this. Then there is all the activities of buying, selling, etc. that is happening here. All right, and then there is the bus station that was here that was causing a lot of chaos. We've converted it into a smaller bus station, and this can be explained by the larger urban design intervention at a different scale. So it all comes together, but I can't explain it in this project. And here we are seeing, instead of people going outside and trying to get autos and auto rickshaw people just jumping on people, we have a private auto rickshaw stand. Not private, it's public auto rickshaw stand as well as taxi stand, where people themselves, they can come into and come and ask the auto rickshaw instead of these people pestering the people as soon as they come out to the railway station. This is the small parking on site, on surface level, and then there is an entrance into the basement as well as the exit from the basement. So the entire circulation has been worked out in that way. I think if I show 3D view, everybody will understand. So this is the 3D view, what I was talking about. So now this element that you see is one of the focal elements. So this is actually a water tank. I also have to give like a idea of why I've chosen this aesthetic. So basically, as soon as you come out of the Secunderabad railway station, what we observed is that there is no imageability that tells you that, okay, you're entering Hyderabad. There is a such sort of an imageability does not exist. So we wanted to create that imageability, but at the same time, we did not want to mimic any all the significant architectural styles of Hyderabad. That was the Nizamic architecture style. So we took only one element, that is the arch. This is the Nizamic arch. So through all the different interventions that I've placed on my site, I've tried to have different variations, try different variations of the same form, so that we can get try out in how many different ways we can try it out in a modern style, but yet we are sort of telling about that history that Hyderabad holds. So this is the tank that I was talking about. So basically, it's a rainwater harvesting tank. There would be the contours would be worked out in such a way, so that the tank would be underground, as well as the water here. Water will also be collected within the tank. So this has multiple uses. So one of the main uses is that.
Please wrap up. You only have a minute.
Yeah. So the main uses is that it'll be very cool. People can gather under. So this, what you see is the shaded pathway that takes people through. This, what you see is just one grid that is there. So vendors can lease this grid out for however long they want from the government, and they can have all of their activities. But even if that is not happening, there is still it's still like an art installation. So this is the railway station. This is the spillover of the railway station, and we so to the regimental bazaar that is there on that other side, we have created proper connectivity between different from this entire mass to the regimental bazaar, which is very safe, so that now the accidents and don't happen.
So
as
sorry,
often.
but the time's up. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I'm done. Yeah.
I would request the jurors to please ask questions.
In fact,
Hello?
In fact, these all railway station are the problem of traffic, incoming, outgoing, and then, there are a lot of mixture of traffic. So their solution, when you find out, you have to see, when you say you take the parking underground, So there's short-term parking, there's long-term parking, that's another issue. Then you want to be, once you are boarding a train, you have to be basically unloaded right in the entrance itself. You can't walk with so much luggage, the way people are talking, the people want now travel. So these problem remains very, very complex. But I don't know whether, the human numbers were counted at what time, how many people are there, and how many people are entering and how are exiting, they remain very, very complex, all these problem of the railway station, I would say, they are the one which are very, very difficult in the Indian context, because you are incoming, they are outgoing. There's always a conflict between incoming and outgoing. And the only way is you have incoming at one level, outgoing at another level. But you can't do it, So every place it is not done. Like you are assuming you will go in all the cars will go in the basement, But how they'll get into the basement? Will all these other vehicles, you are referring to, car, there are bicycles, there are rickshaws, there are auto rickshaws, there are so many kind of these vehicles. How they can be accommodated, what is their number, and how you are going to regulate. That remains always a problem in these kind of issue. And then relocation of these activities. You can't simply say that people who are already there, Either you have a market for them, or this, the railways provide a kind of space. Like, did you see the Bombay one, the which was done by Mr. Doshi, the
Yeah.
Bombay, New Bombay?
No, I don't think I've seen that. No.
That New Bombay in Belapur, you could see it. What they
Okay.
did, they have a covered railway station, and they have all 4 or 5, story building right above the railway line and the
Okay.
railway station. So that all those office people who are going to the office, all those commercial space people, so many people are going, they can have those access to this. But I think the idea is very good, but the feasibility remains an issue, how it can be done and how it can be made possible. That's my view.
Sir, may I say something? So basically, this entire thing is not a. So the design is my individual thing, but the rest of the study has been done by a group. So we went to the site. We were there for 10 days, and all the data that you were talking about, we have actually calculated it and then taken these decisions. So when we were there on the site, like I have represented here, the parking was extremely underutilized. People were not parking. They were using mainly public transportation systems, either autos, or there are 3 bus stands that is within half-kilometer radius, and people were, and 2 metro station within half-kilometer radius. So people were mainly using that. Based on that data, I have decided to take the parking underground. So that was the main thing. As for the parking, as for the drop off,
No, I would
so
just say, once they were, a metro station were there, they should have been
yeah.
connected to the railway station.
No, I
That would
agree. It is
that
connected
that
on
is the,
the.
that's where everything. If you go abroad, once you
Yes, sir,
get
of
out the
course.
airport, you will get the metro, for going to
Yeah.
the station, and then, or you have the. But these are very complex issue. I know they have
They
their.
are actually, we have solutions for all of that in the larger context, but this design is only talking about this much. The other aspects, what you're talking about, I can talk about them, but I'll have to bring up the other sheets where I have detailed out exactly how this entire thing is getting connected in the larger scale. So every scale, my team has worked out on different solutions, and they will be solved at a different scale. But at this context, I cannot satisfactorily answer that questions. Yes, sir.
Hi, Arshita.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, nice presentation. Nice. We are
Thank you.
talking since long. You must be tired also by
No,
talking.
no, it's fine.
So just tell me, this is a social hub or a
Yes.
multimodal hub?
Sorry.
This is a social. This your topic is social hub, I suppose.
Yes.
So I don't think I don't find any much architectural capabilities to see in this presentation. This is
I
this
think the
what
brief
I am
did
seeing.
not.
What I
Okay,
am
okay.
seeing,
Good.
I am seeing a multimodal hub in
Uh,
bigger cities where you find multimodal hub. What does it mean? It means like it is a hub of multimodalities. Like when buses comes and there is a railway station, there must be a point or a junction where all
yeah.
these facilities should be given. The all these factors you said, like people, they have problems in carrying the luggage, they don't have proper waiting space, they don't have proper parking space. You have got a big land,
Yeah.
okay? You could have, rather than putting up again, you were putting up some marketplace inside. You said there are grids, some you shown some grids which could be rented out. So again, these are pretty unorganized. Rather than this, you could have given for a good commercial complex, connected commercial complex, where you can have a combination of multimodal hub, at the same time a social hub point also.
So
In
that is here.
here I am seeing a proper, you can, a transport planning is being shown here, or traffic planning is shown here. I don't see much of architecture here, please don't mind. But
Yeah.
because you have got potential. When you have the potential, try to utilize it as best as possible.
Of
This
course.
project must have been chosen by you.
Yeah.
Okay. So while choosing subject also, you should choose a subject where you can show your best of the best creativity.
Hmm.
But I am not seeing any creativity in your design. You are just showing some roadmaps, you are showing some connectivities, and you are showing parkings to the basement. There is no detail of the basements also. So I don't find so much in your seats. But yes, the subject which you have taken is a concern of the present day. And like Jit sir said, wherever in which city we go, if you'll go to Patna, you'll go to Lucknow, wherever you go, you will find such kind of situations are there. Now almost all of the state governments are working on this, coming up with multimodal hubs. You should see how the Patna multimodal hub has come up. It has really come up well. So likewise he said about Mumbai, you should see the Patna and Lucknow one also.
All right.
Otherwise, you have word hard. So always go for a subject where you can utilize your best of the best capabilities. This is my
I-
recommendation.
In fact, we never challenge because this has been already shortlisted. That is the limitation. So because a screening has been done and they have already, presented and they have been selected out of so many entries. So we never went into that kind of question, whether where it stands or not. I think that we can take up with the organizers.
Yes, sir.
That
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Can I stop sharing?
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much. Ma'am, would you like to ask any questions?
Yeah, so I would just say, unless even I see the bigger picture, I cannot really comprehend what's going on. So
Yes.
I don't have any comments on this.
Thank you so much, Team 9. Thank you so much, jurors. Now we would like to move forward with Team 10. We request Team 10 to please present.
Team 10 is from which place, because it was not, no presentation was shared by them.
I would request Team 10 to please introduce themselves.
Unmute them. So please ask them to unmute. They are not audible.
Yes. Team 10, are we audible to you?
Audible?
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, you are
Yes.
audible.
Hello.
You are audible. Please go ahead.
Team 10, can you hear us? I think there's a network issue.
No, I
Yes.
think he's muted, Please ask him then to. We can wait for them. We can go next.
Yes. Team 11, please go ahead with the presentation.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Kanksha, you're fine. Just show you.
Is my screen visible
Not yet.
now?
No. Yes, it's.
Okay. So I'll be starting. Good evening. Presenting Resham Khana, a self-facilitation center in Srinagar's Rajbagh precinct. So the vision for the revitalization of the historic site of Rajbagh Silk Factory, which was destroyed in the 2014 floods, was to make it into a silk facilitation center for the state and to transform a once thriving historical site into a vibrant public space with factory operations and a research center. So this space, this project celebrates silk, people, and place. So, a quick background of association of Kashmir to silk. Kashmir was a strategic point of Asian Silk Route, which was a hub for not only exchange of trade but also exchange of ideas, culture, and tradition. And in the 19th and 20th century, due to industrial growth, there was empowerment through the silk industry and the sericulture industry in Kashmir. So, and in the 1980s and the 1990s, there was a gradual decay. Sorry. There was a gradual decay and a disconnection of the state and the factory operation and the factory infrastructure. And in 2014, as I said, there was a flood which damaged and seized the operations of the Rajbagh silk factory. And today there are almost 100 workers who are still working there, but it lies in a state of decline. So there's a dire need of reimagining and reviving this industrial heritage site, which is an anti-space. So I would like to bring to your notice that this site sits in the city center, the heart of Srinagar, where you have River Jhelum on the north, and there across the river there is Lal Chowk, Regal Chowk, and the TRC. And so it's in the center of the city. So there's a dire need to revitalize this anti-space in the city center, and also to make a public place which celebrates culture and celebrates craft of Kashmir, and also to empower and uplift the neglected heritage, and by which I mean not only the tangible aspects but the intangible aspects of the art of silk weaving. So, explaining the urban context, the site sits in the city center where we have educational institutions, and there are hotels and the commercial district, as well as the residential areas towards the south, and of course the Jhelum River, which has houseboats all along lined up across the banks of the Jhelum River, and the polo ground and the polo view market of the which is a very tourist centric site. So the existing state of the site is, as you can see, there are two blocks, Block A and Block B, which are already existing. And here are the visuals of the those blocks. And the site is an undulating terrain, which I will be explaining in my site plan. But first, who are the users and the faces of the program, right from the factory workers to the small businessmen to the local community who will be using and passing by, and the school students who are from the nearby schools. There are researchers, there are performers. So this is the response to the urban context, which I've just now explained. The urban axis, the contours and the trees. So there are existing bunch of trees, which are chinar and the mulberry trees, which are sitting on the site, and then there are contours. So as you can see here, this is the
You are left with a minute. Please conclude.
This is the highest point, and the center of the site is the lowest point. And so I'll jump right to the site plan. So you enter the site, the pedestrian, the riverfront development enables the visitors and the tourists to enter the site through a public park, and they are sent to this viewing deck where they can see the vast expanse of the two blocks of existing silk factory through the kund. And so now this is the retail area where there are Kashmiri bakeries and the retail shops selling what is produced here in the factory, as well as the workshop workers what they produce. So they go down. This is the lower side of the site. Then there are workshops, and there is an interactive workshop where there is a walkway and the visitors can interact with the workshop workers, and they have their separate studios on the back side. Then there is a live museum walkway which is connected to the existing factory. So there's a backdrop of the existing factory, and there is also a new production building which is added to cater
I'm so sorry, your time's up. Thank you so much. I would request the jurors to please go ahead.
Just I want to know, you have two components. One is the industry is already working. You are retaining the industry, right? So what is the, context of changing? You are adding a museum. If at all museum is not related only with this industry, there are so many, entire Kashmir is known for sericulture. So they are producing everything. So if a dedicated museum is there,
for silk.
How could you make it integral part of industry? Because industries function, the kind of people they're coming, the material, loading, unloading, unless they are just only people are walking through that kind of industry and they're looking at. If you are making industry operational, keeping it there, I think museum, etc., could have been put it as a separate thing rather than mixed up within the site and then integrated with all this. It won't gel, it wouldn't go together. That's my observation.
Okay, sir, so the factory operations are all towards the backside of the factory, which is retaining the existing whatever route they have for the existing silk factory operations. That has been.
I just want to, is it government owned or private owned?
This is a government on side and it's
So,
a project.
So government says there is going to be museum as part of this industry, or they are closing, or what they are trying to do?
They have proposed that it's an actual project. They have proposed a silk, not a silk facilitation center, which has a research center also, but a cultural hub kind of a place. Research center is a part which I have added. Sorry?
I have my observation and about, reservation, the museum and this industry to be mixed up. I think you had a very beautiful site where one, right on the right side, you could have a dedicated center. But I don't know how this becomes a public spaces, integrating industries and the museum itself.
Sir, for the visitors, the circulation is well defined. Um, it doesn't like it doesn't go away with the factory operation. The factory operations are like the loading and unloading area for the workshops is here, and then the loading unloading for the silk factories here. There are storage tanks and STPs and ATPs over here, and factory operations happen here, and the visitor circulation, as I said, is separate and does not indulge with the existing like the routes which they only had.
But the way you are presenting, the two functions don't go together, protection and all, unless, they are as a heritage, their people are working and they are just moving around and then looking at that how it is being produced, and then you are adding another unit. I'll leave it here, I don't get into this.
Okay.
Akanksha?
Yes, please.
Yes. So, if you are, as you are saying, this is proposed. So, and Jit sir told, even I also don't go by this concept. When you are working somewhere, the campus comes under brownfield, and within a brownfield campus, a museum should not come up. A museum is a place where everybody will come, from starting from infants to very elderly people. So if government is proposing this, then there is a different thing. But I must say your site plan is very composed, is looking good. And have you prepared any more seats apart from this, or this is the last seat?
No, actually I had sections, and then this was a description of the public spaces that was in my uh, site. And then there was site strategies of how net zero water cycle would work with the bioswale and the retention pond. That was the Kund and the lotus ponds, which were smaller retention ponds on the site. And then there was details of the construction details, basically.
I would like to see the volumes of the structures. Like these are the generic drawings. Just the before slide, just slide before. Yeah, just yeah.
Could you show the industries, the present structured fabric?
Yeah. Do you have any?
So I have pictures of the existing buildings.
Yes, we want to see.
So this was the factory, the section of the factory that was in that section. This one.
These are made of wood.
This is made up of brick. Brick and stone masonry.
It's a ashlar kind of thing. And
Of
they have.
stone masonry.
These pictures are very small, unable to, and go to the next slide.
Better, sir.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
It's a beautiful site, I think.
Yeah, yeah, really beautiful site, sir.
I walked through the site.
Have you been there, sir?
Yes.
I have been.
Oh, nice.
I did
nice.
the master plan for Srinagar,
Oh,
for two and
so nice.
2.5
Nice, so
years.
nice.
In the year 2014, we finished it.
Okay, okay, sir. Okay. So no much questions from my side, Akanksha, because a lot of things is there existing, and the thing which you are proposing are also being. Can you zoom up that seat in which the isometric views are there? Some isometric views are there just behind that seat.
This
Just
one.
behind. No, not another seat in which you are showing some structures in isometric position. Yeah. Can you zoom up?
Sorry.
Can you zoom this up?
Sir,
Okay, you have given the analysis over here. Okay, okay. Okay, fine. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, Akanksha. So great work. A lot of good study went into it. The planning is great. How you have sort of brought the whole place together is great. I would have to agree with sir that museum and a factory coming together is not making sense to me. I have some reservations about that. But overall, I really appreciate the work that you've done here. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Juris, as well. We would request Team 10 to present.
Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
I'm audible now. I'm not turning on my camera. Maybe it might be a problem from that. Is it okay?
Okay, no problem.
So let me introduce myself. I'm Satvik. I'll just turn on right now. So, is my screen visible to everyone?
Not yet. Yeah, now it's visible.
And the slides are changing, sir?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So, coming to the project, the brief is to design a fisherman hub to uplift the fishing community, actually. So, it
Will you make it full screen?
Just a minute, sir. Just a minute. I'll try first. Now, is it visible, sir?
Yes.
Yes.
Now it's
Yes.
Yeah. So the thing is to uplift the fisherman community, just to gather all their needs, whatever the requirements are there for a fisherman community, to empower themselves for a better employment, and just situate them for a social cause, giving them a better area to give all the conclusions for their needs. So it also acts as a cyclone shelter. The project also acts as a cyclone shelter for the fishermen. So basically, talking about fishermen, we all know how harsh their lives are. So they live in a very harsh conditions. They risk their lives for their living, as well as we all look at the sea in a pleasant form. But a fisherman knows how harsh it is in the coast to survive, and also how harsh it is to get into the sea and come back with the fish and catchments. So they risk everything for their living, and there is something that can be done to this strong community who risk their lives for their living, and also indirectly involved in the city's economic growth, where Vishakhapatnam, which is the site which I've selected in, which is approximately just beside the site Jalaripeta, which is a fisherman community village. So that is the main advantage of the site which I'm having, the proximity of the village to the site, which is just beside the area called Jalaripeta. So the things which I've incorporated is a fisherman market where it is provided with a cold storage along with a skill development center for the fishermen to enhance their skills in fishing industry. and also a retail place where it can be used as a tourism shelter and also as an economical development for the fishermen community. So, considering the habituated that the fishermen are habituated to stay in a boxing layout, so the whole design is imagined to be a curvy structure without any adjacent, symbolizing the waves of the sea, which is close to their hearts. So coming to the site plan, you can see the gate 2 side is completely Jalaripeta village where they have their main entrance from it. And gate 1 is a public entry where they can come to the retail stores and as well as they can commute to the fisher market, which is in the back. And the gate 3 is a direct entry from the coastal side. The side towards the gate 3 is a coast which is about 500 meters away from gate 3. So the fishermen can directly collect their catchment and come to the site through gate 3 and they can sell the fish in the fish market. So you can see the zoning, whatever is situated in which space. So these are the plans which basically consists of ground. The skill development center basically consists of different training rooms, staff rooms, and they have boat mechanical rooms, fishery studies, something which is completely related to the advanced study of fisheries. Whereas on the other side, there is a fish market which has complete stilt level fish market. Just to enhance the experience and making it a traditional market with a semi-open space, not a complete covered overlay. And also there's a processing and cleaning units, loading and cleaning areas. And in the top floors, you can see community halls, administration blocks, along with cold storages to store the fish. And also we have given banquet halls along with community centers just for in case for a community gathering as well as functions happening in the nearby village. So these are basically some 3D views and renders of this. I'm just quicking things up because I have to rush. So that's all from my side. If at all you have any queries on this, you can please.
Jurors, you can go ahead and ask questions.
Hello.
Yeah, sir. Hi.
What's your name, gentleman?
I'm Satvik, sir. I'm Satvik.
Satvik, and from which place you belong to?
I'm from Visakhapatnam only, sir. I've been in the same place. So.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So my first question is why you have taken up this kind of this shape? One is like amoeba, one is like a seahorse. I
Yeah,
can
sir.
see.
So actually, I just don't want to fix things which are rigid shape, but still have conceptually driven into some kinds of things which are correlated to coast and sea. So just to make a better arrangement of the site means for a central space for the
For
gathering.
you, form follows function or function follows form.
For me, form follows function. In according to the typology, sir, I have taken it as a community gathering center. So I have made spaces in between, and it is surrounded through the form. As you can see, the OAT, it's placed in the center.
Do you think where you are putting activities like for say fisherman training or some display center or some fisherman place for some fishermen to come up with for their activities? So do you think this structure is going with that, the
Uh,
design?
Maybe the place where I've placed the blocks are been functional, but maybe the form might not be. But the places where I've positioned means the proximity from the gate 3 for the fishermen to come to the fish market, the proximity for the gate 2 people of Jalaripeta to come to the skill development center. Those proximities might be helpful for them to commute easily, sir.
This campus, if you will say me, it will be a house for a very nice. The shape is coming up well. But for a when you are saying that you are addressing a community where
Yeah.
there is no much money,
Yeah, sir.
scarcity, poverty is there, and you are showing up structures of very, very illustrious design
Fancy.
with very beautiful facade and everything.
Yeah,
So,
sir.
so my sense of judgment is saying that they don't match together.
Yeah, sir.
And although it is looking nice, and site planning is also not bad. You have come up well with site which you have got,
Yeah.
but there is a mismatch between the requirement and what we are giving.
Yeah, sir.
And
Conceptually, I have locked the form, but
what
it's not.
would be the about just beside C, I suppose. So have you thought of what is the sustainability factor here?
Actually, considering the means the building's functionality during heavy downpours like cyclones and all, and also to minimize humid airs in the locality, I have to enclose the building with a completely closed structure. Means there is too much of cyclonic rains, and there are heavy downpours in Vishakhapatnam during the months of October to November and all. So these things I have already sheltered it as a cyclone shelter zone. Also, I have also named it as a fisherman hub along with a cyclone shelter. So I couldn't.
I can see two wind locks in both of your designs.
Yeah,
In the
sir.
seahorse shape and the amoeba shape, there are two wind locks. You are cutting the again. You are cutting up with some some courtyards.
Yeah, sir.
There
Only the
again, they
central
will,
courtyard is the thing which I've opened it, which should be always covered during the rainy seasons. But other things I have completely closed with. I've
because
used concrete.
if I see the seaside and your location of the buildings, they are coming up with a lot of glazings. These will definitely create problem while designing. Do also take the cognizance of the nature of the site and
Yeah, sir.
surrounding. What are the like what are That's why we do SWOT analysis.
Yeah, sir.
So SWOT analysis is a basic thing which every architect and every student should do, and we do also. So that gives you a guideline what kind of structure we should come up,
Yeah, sir.
and what are the materials to be used, and what I told about the economy of the building. Huh?
Yes.
If you are doing for fishermen, the building should look like for them only.
Yeah,
If,
sir.
if you will prepare a building as if there are people you are making for techie, those people will not step into that building because they will not gel into those building.
Yeah, sir.
Every building has got its own character also.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I agree what you have been saying. In fact, the requirement are too much inflated as the context is. I don't know how these fishermen will come to this rescue center when there is, some kind of calamity. Will they rush? Will they come? And how they come? And how they are going to use for the community, where they are placed. That's one end. And then you have, those people you are selling this fish. And fish, when you sell fish, it's always stinks. And you can't have tourists coming on that area visit. Only the people who want to buy a fish, they will go to that side. Otherwise, nobody else is going to see that kind of site. So
Yes,
there
sir.
are too many uses which have been mixed up. And secondly, what is, whether this building will be able to do justice for the purpose and the money which is going to spend for this, how much time it is going to be used and what kind of activities will be there. That remains an issue. But that remains an issue with regard to when you are finalizing the requirement. So ultimately, you are giving a product, which is very, very expensive and which does not gel into the culture of these fishermen. Fishermen always have an outdoor living, and they have always been drying fish, everything, they're doing so many activities. So therefore, their living, the requirement, and their closeness with nature, just putting them blocking in, the man-made environment, maybe, one has limitation about that. That's all.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
all.
sir. Thank you for your valuable comments, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay,
I'll
okay, take
try
care.
to make it up.
Ma'am, do you have any
Yeah.
questions?
Yeah, so I think I agree with Sir on this that the topic that you picked up is really good, but there's a quite a huge gap between the brief and the design proposal, and I'll have to agree with him on this also that it doesn't look like a place as a fisherman. I don't think it would feel to me as if this place belongs to me, or the place will not speak to me. Honestly, if I put myself in their shoes. And otherwise, the work has been good, but overall, architecturally, planning wise, and how the entire thing has come up, there's a huge gap that could be, worked upon again.
No, noted, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team 10. Thank you so much, jurors. We would request Team 12 to please present.
Hello everyone, am I audible?
Yes.
So my topic is Dhupeshwanath Temple Bareilly, a precinct beyond worship. A little about me, I'm Stuti, an urban thinker passionate about people and placemaking. My topic is about temples in India. So temples in India have long been a part of community life. We see people of every age group visiting temple beyond worship. We have seen women sitting and just chatting. We have seen men going after work to the temple, children's playing and learning. So it's not just a place of worship, but it's beyond that for a community. So I've taken one temple and converted and trying to vision it with a as a community place beyond worship. So my site is Dhupeshwanath Temple in Bareilly, Uttar Pradesh. It is in the cantonment area, and the temple holds a rich value in the urban context. It is a part of a large corridor being proposed, which is at a urban level connecting 7 temples. So I have taken one of those temple and did place making so as to develop it more than a place of worship. The existing scenario of the temple precinct is there are multiple spaces, multiple community spaces which were once used by the community but are now not in use uh, due to some structural instability, and also due to they are not connected properly. The places are there is a pond at the center and it is walled. The whole precinct is walled, and behind the walls there are community spaces, and these are not interconnected. So but there's a scope. There are spaces like Bhandara space for the community and for cultural events. There is a courtyard which can have a socio-culture space. There are multiple shrines and a vacant land scope for the development for the community need. So I studied the context, and what I found was that the precinct, temple precinct doesn't have internal movement. People just come to the temple, visit the shrine, and went back. There are very less people who go beyond that and visit the community places. Whereas we have seen that and observed that they were once a good community space. Also, due to these structures being a little weakened and poor or not developed infrastructures, these spaces are not used by the community. We have observed that the space just gets activated only on a festival day. On a normal day, there are only people who come for daily practices, and a few of them go to the pond. But on a festive day, the whole of the space get activated and used by the community. The ponds get activated, the courtyards get activated. There are events, social cultural events on the vacant land by putting up tents. So there is a scope that community can use these spaces and have the scope of development. So my concept is to envision this temple into a vibrant, walkable, and engaging urban destination beyond worship. That which means I'll develop this with some activities which will engage people more into the place. Also, I surveyed a few people which show on the theory of on the theory of memory of a place. So they have a good memory of this place and they have connection to the place as a community place. But due to some activities and strengthening missing, they don't find it the same place to visit. If we develop and strengthen it, then it can be a good community space. So my objectives are placemaking and destination engagement,
We
which
only
means
have a
that
minute left. Please conclude.
okay, which means that it's not just a passage but a destination, reactivating the redundant spaces and strengthening the organization. That means to assign some activities. This is my proposal. I have removed the wall and added the courtyard connected the courtyard so that the community can engage, and it's an open plaza. I have given an interpretation center since this is a part of a broader corridor, so it can be accessible and interpret about the yatra. A multi-purpose hall to conduct events. These are the existing and proposed visions. Also, if I go beyond the brief, I have developed the present proposed the present on an urban level also, worked on it. So what I did was I have taken the spine just immediately to the temple and developed it as a socio-culture pockets. There are few pockets, urban nodes, which I developed for socio-cultural activities, because in the existing scenario these nodes are used by people informally, and these are not developed. So I developed these nodes also in the cultural spine that leads to the temple.
Thank you so much. Your time's up. Yeah. I would request the jury to go ahead, please.
In fact, when you are looking at, you are dealing, one is inside, other is the outside. You are dealing two public spaces, one within the temple, other the connecting with all 7 temples itself. So
Yes.
the two contexts are very different, because that involves, when you are looking at, say, connecting 7, then it's a question of, what kind of urban design is there, what kind of traffic and transportation is there, and how you can make it walkable, or there are roads, and that all conflicts will come in which need to be resolved. But when you are looking at you know, the within the temple, I think the context should be how you increase the experience of the person, how you make you a value addition. Like, people are going there, people are moving there, people don't have a direction. So if you can add a parikrama around this, all around these water bodies, you have a connecting, and then you are, purpose, you are putting experience center somewhere else, you are putting a community center. They could all be integrated as a part of the parikrama itself. So you have a direction where you go in. When you come in, you have some place where you just enter, and you know where you are going and where you are going to lead to be. I think those are issues which you could have added as part of this. And then within that, within the parikrama, you could think of, buildings where people could rest, people could sit itself, and you could add a library, you could add, which come cultural center where the people could interact and do kind of, which is subservient to, religion and also your ethical growth and development. That could have been, better option. That's what I feel
Sir,
about.
I have added a few things like entry plazas and signages for
No, but
wayfinding and
Video audio सब बंद
no,
है.
but when you are entering this, all
I
this,
need your pussy.
where you are leading to, ultimately, you know, unless you have a direction, unless you have a place where the people move in that direction, people are, guided to that place. Otherwise, if you leave everything open, then people have all the liberty to move from one place to another. And you are finding, in all temple, they will put barricade, they are guiding you from one end to another. But I think rather than barricade, we could have a kind of enclosure along this, and which they focus on this time. That's right.
Sir, I have added wayfinding and orientation and have divided, I've proposed some entry plazas and also divided the entry for the visitors and the yatris, and separated the vehicular and pedestrian entries.
But
So I've
the building you're proposing all disjointed. They don't make you a complex. They all, put one side or two sides there. But what is the relation this? How they create spaces in between? I think that remains an issue.
Okay, sir.
If I may add something here.
Okay,
Sorry,
please,
sorry, sorry.
please.
Yeah, I just
No,
have
no,
a
no,
call
no.
to take.
Please carry on. Please carry on.
Yeah, Stuti, why do we go to temple?
To worship.
And why do we do that?
Beliefs we have our
Okay, so when somebody goes to a temple, what exactly do they do?
they worship and they have some time. It's a community space. We go to the temple and spend some time in the precinct after worshipping.
Okay, so if you'll see this typically in Indian temples, even though we go there on maybe once a week, twice a week, some people go there every day. Whenever that kind of thing happens, we go there, right? हम लोग क्या करते हैं मत्था टेकते हैं और फिर हम आगे निकल जाते हैं. The idea of going to the temple is because the energies are so high in that space that ideally you're supposed to what sit in it, rejuvenate whatever stressful day you've had or whatever you're feeling off track or whatever is happening to you. You just come back to that same state of oneness with the God. That's why we go to temples, correct? To be come back to the track, to have the clarity, bigger picture of what we are doing in life.
Yes, ma'am.
Technically speaking, anybody who goes to a temple, they'll just do this matha teka, and nikal gaye. Or 50% of the people are actually socializing there. They meet somebody from the neighborhood and then they'll talk standing outside and stuff, right? So my first question is, why do you want to build a community space here?
Because it's open to all, and there are people who consider temple as a good social and community space.
Yeah, but why do you want to build a community space? I mean, why create a space where people could, like you're saying that most of the time the space is empty, only when the festivals happen, the space gets activated, right?
Yeah.
Why do you want to keep the space activated 365 days of the year?
Not activated. I just wanted to do placemaking so that it may have a purpose. There are spaces for the purpose people need. For example, if
What
I
is
want
that
to sit
purpose?
and relax or meditate for some time, there is a garden where there is a sitting space so that one may
Right.
go and
What is
sit.
the point of having tables and chairs then?
It's just a part of engagement to increase the engagement at that place.
If हम
कभी
लोग पूजा कैसे
have you
करते हैं? We
have you
sit.
ever have you ever gone to Vivekanand Rock Memorial?
No, sir.
नहीं, उसके अंदर ओम लिखा हुआ है, उसके अंदर बैठ के कभी देखिए, देन आपको यू रियलाइज. या
Yeah.
या आपका कभी ये दिल्ली वाला टेम्पल है, लोटस टेम्पल के अंदर बैठ के देखिए, यू नो
Yes.
द काइंड ऑफ फीलिंग यू विल हैव. या कभी
Yeah.
गोल्डन टेम्पल अमृतसर में जाके बैठ के देखिए, यू नो यू
Hmm.
विल. आई थिंक दे आर डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ एनवायरनमेंट.
आप मतलब डोंट माइंड मी सेइंग दिस, आप क्या कर रहे हो? आप एक रिलीजियस सेटिंग को ना वेस्टर्नाइज करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो. That's not how it works. I mean, if you keep some places because the elderly need to sit, that's great. That's great. That is a user experience. Other than that, it's not making sense to me at all. कि आप मंदिर के अंदर जो कम्युनिटी स्पेसेस ये सब निकालना चाह रहे हो, मंदिर में लोग पूजा करने ही जाते हैं, किसी के पास मुश्किल से मत्था टेकने का टाइम है, उसको और कुछ करना ही नहीं है वहां पे, उसको बैठना ही नहीं है वहां पे.
Yes, ma'am.
राइट.
चंडीगढ़ में क्या हो रहा है, दे आर द मोस्ट बिजिएस्ट स्पेसेस, क्योंकि शादियां वहां हो रही हैं, यू नो दे
या
आर मंदिर के पीछे. ऑल दीज टेम्पल्स, ऑल दीज मैरिजेस आर नाउ फ्रॉम आउटसाइडर, दे आर ऑल हैपनिंग इन द टेम्पल इटसेल्फ. बट ऑफ कोर्स दे आर एट द बैक विद इन द रेजिडेंट, वो उन्होंने जो ब्लॉक कंस्ट्रक्ट किया हुआ है. But I think you are very right when it's everything should be making value addition to the purpose for which this building is. You
Yes, sir.
can't change the building. That's
Yes, sir.
So, would you like to ask any
Okay.
questions?
Yes, sir.
What is the scale of this site?
The site, this area of the site is 25,000 square meter.
25,000 square meter.
6 एकड़
Yeah.
हो
तो
गया,
इस 6 एकड़ हो चुका है.
हाँ.
Yes.
ओके, तो आप ये दिस इज प्रपोज साइट और हाइपोथेटिकल साइट और व्हाट?
This is an existing temple which will be developed in the later phases.
Do you
There is
have
a proposal.
this photograph of any aerial view of this existing site?
Not the aerial view, but the site pictures are there. I don't have the aerial view for now. I have this 3D ISO. What do I have? Am I audible?
Yes, yes, sure. Do you have a question or we move next to you?
Sir was asking about the aerial view.
You're not presenting the aerial views, Shruti.
Yeah, I said that I just have this isometric. I don't have the aerial view for now.
Okay, shall we move forward?
Move forward, no problem.
Thank you, sir.
Whatever comments will be there that you can convey, right?
Thank you.
And we do a good job. अब जरा थोड़ा जल्दी करें, 3 रह गए. The 3 more people.
Yes.
Sorry, I got disconnected.
Yes.
But you can. आप लोग आपसे बहुत बातचीत हो चुका है सर ने और कंपोज मैडम ने बहुत अच्छे से बात किए हैं. So thank you so much. Thank you.
आप अपना जो भी कमेंट है इनको लिख के दे दीजिए. They will record it, right?
Yes.
Just send a message.
I think she has already got what she need to do.
ठीक है.
That is enough, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I would request Team 13 to please present.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear us?
Sure.
Yeah. Is the screen visible?
Visible.
Yeah. Just shift this pages.
Just shift one.
Yes. Yeah.
It's going.
Okay. So good evening, everyone. On screen is my team, myself, Ikshita. We have Bhavya and Ishika. So we are excited to present to you Bazari Ilm, that is a space deeply rooted in the heart of Shivaji Nagar in Bangalore. So Shivaji Nagar is one of the oldest areas in Bangalore. It was a British cantonment area. These are our sheets. So we've put together a little presentation. Yeah, Shivaji Nagar used to be like a buffer zone between the British area. It was a closed formal market space, but over time it has evolved very haphazardly. It has been developed, and now it is what you would think of a typical chaotic market. So it is very different from the Pete areas of Bangalore. So when we first started looking into Shivaji Nagar is when we stumbled upon the history of libraries in Shivaji Nagar. So these are Muslim libraries that used to foster learning in this area. So they evolved over time. They used to have Urdu and Persian literature, but later on they kept books of other faith and languages as well. So over time, most of these libraries have vanished. Only one remains, and as you can see from the newspaper articles, the remaining one celebrated 100 years very recently. So during our visit to Russell Market, we got an opportunity to talk to the vendors there, the librarian as well. So these are the vendors' photos that we have put up. We were very excited to see how excited they were to see us coming, talking to them, learn about what they were doing. When they realized that we were taking pictures, they called upon us to show what they had, to show what they were doing. Even the flower vendor, we spoke to him for like 5-10 minutes, and he showed us how exactly he ties up a garland. And some of the main issues we recognized were the congestion, the waste accumulation. So there are actually a history of many wells in this area as well. Again, now one of it remains in the proposed site area, and it has been covered with a metal cage. And even though people want to look at the well, there are fishes and turtles inside the well, and people like to look at it, but the metal cage restricts them. Going to the Yeah, so again, like I told you, there's a heavy footfall in the area. It is right in between the St. Mary's Basilica, the mosque, and the medical college. So it has a heavy footfall of shoppers and the shopkeepers, like local vendors themselves. So we wanted to use this central part and use this heavy footfall as an advantage to us. So when we looked into like the excitement of the people and the history of the library, we came up with a program and we called it Beyond Books, Diverse Ways of Knowing. So we looked into different ways people can learn. instead of bringing back a traditional library. So we revived the function and not the form. So different ways we looked into our visual, symbolic, experiential, oral histories, cultural and community exhibitions, text-based workshops, and digital. I'll go into each more of them detailedly in the design itself. Yeah. So here, learning is not restricted to like closed walls and silence and books, but it is the heart of the market itself and by the market people. So this is the proposed site that you can see in black. Right next to it is the Russell Market in red that we have highlighted. On the other side is the St. Mary's Basilica and the medical college there. So this central lengthwise is the main knowledge corridor, and that's a node that we have recognized in the area. Yeah, so here is the knowledge corridor. So from right to left, I go. The first level, there are two existing fountains that we have kept as is, and we have added mosaic tiling to add to the symbolic effect. In the next two levels, we have experiential, like market memorabilia, because open gallery. We have artifacts from like through the history in markets. We have a human-sized weighing scale, which acts as a fun interaction-based learning for the people there, where a person sits on it, the other side you can pile on items to match his weight, a fun interaction. In the next two, we have a give and take, which adds on to the text-based knowledge learning. So you have step-down seatings going on either side the central aisle, and in the steps are nooks where the books
Please
can be kept.
conclude, you have a minute.
Yes, in these books are away from weather conditions, but it is open for people to come take books or leave books as they wish. And there are public toilets that is marked as 4 in the plan. And the next level, 5th, we immediately knew we wanted to open up the well, create seating around it. There's also a funnel-shaped shelter above it, so that even when it rains, it gives the effect of a courtyard. And in the 6th part, we have given designated parking because we saw this part levels were haphazardly used for parking now, which the people didn't like there when we spoke to them that they told us. So we have designated one level for two-wheeler parking. And in the node itself, we have a community exhibition center. Here, since people really like showing what they do and their products, we wanted to give like a weekly exhibition space with like modular furniture. This furniture can be stored in the storage space that we've provided, and it can be either multiple shops or like one big exhibit, however the people of the market want it. It is very dynamic and it follows the changing dynamics of a market. On the narrower part, we have visual knowledge, that is walls, which have posters, history, or even empty
I'm
chalkboards
so
or whiteboards where
sorry,
people can
your
live
time's
artwork.
up.
Yeah.
I would request the jury to please go ahead with the questions.
What the width of this strip is?
The width of the lengthwise.
Width, no, width I'm asking, not length.
Width is 15 meters.
50 feet, you know.
15 meters.
50 feet, you know. And length is how much?
160 meters.
160 meters. How many shopkeepers are there?
In the space that we have identified, there are no shopkeepers as of now. It is empty. It's stone and it goes according to the slope of the road, and it is empty and used up with like two-wheelers parked in the space.
And then how many people use it? Many people use it for moving from one place to another.
Yeah, it's as you can see, there's a road on both sides, and people use that to move from one side to other. That's all. Even now, even with the intervention that we have proposed, it is completely open from either side. So we're not blocking off. Yeah.
No, the concept is very good. How you are transforming, the space which is unutilized. So ultimately, who are going to be the users of this place?
Yes, sir. So the users would be the vendors, the shoppers who are coming in, even the kids of vendors. So it can like this well area or the other seating areas can be used by shopkeepers like a little break. They go sit in their shops, their stalls from 6 in the morning. This will be a little break away from what they do every minute of the day. And for the shoppers, it can act as a pause point between their amidst their shopping as well. And also, since it is open on both sides from the road, there's a visual connectivity. So it would pull people in and hopefully get them to spend a little time there talking to the people there, like strangers, and form this interaction between people which otherwise would not happen.
I think it should be made to a broader purpose it's a very congested area, and this becomes the only breathing space which is very, very important, which you are creating. I think you can add certain, let it be used for the community which are close by. They can have, all this, they can walk through this area, they can sit, they can chat, or they can have, you can have libraries, just open libraries where people sit and they talk, that could be
Yes, sir.
added as part of this.
That was one of the
So,
reasons why we didn't want to impose a new structure in the area, because it's already so crowded, and we wanted to carve out a space within what already exists. And this program is can be used in any part of Shivaji Nagar. It can be modulated, like changed according to the site available or the space available. So yeah, it can be used in multiple spots in Shivaji Nagar itself.
only why my reservation is when you allow the shopkeeper, this will be encroachment. Once it becomes a public space, there will never ever be encroachment. So let it be for larger public use, Let people come, sit, older people can come, they can, sit here, they can chat here, they can walk around here. So that could be, better option rather than leaving it for those people who are just shopkeeper. They'll try to encroach ultimately,
Yes, sir. It is open for everyone. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
So, what I'm seeing, I can see the future of this patch. If you are going to allow the house like vendors, first of all, they will come up with non-existing structures, or you can say non-temporary structures. Ultimately, in some years, they will transform into semi. You can say structures with slowly they will find structures with steel seats. Ultimately, will find concrete structures, and later on, that will be a worry factor for the government how to take them out. While going out, they will ask land from the government again for the displacement. Rather, I would suggest you the way you are showing here, let that be like public space. You can add up facilities like Sir said, you can come up with open library, you can come up with open gyms. These are very common now throughout India. Wherever you go, you can find open gyms. These are equipments are very economical and these are health friendly. And you should come up with more plantations in this area. Okay, so that the intervention between the two roads will be intact. People will enjoy the land, and at the same time it will be utilized for some better purpose. Other than that, you have already designed it well, so I don't think you should change much, but you should think upon the use of the land and some basic like I don't have you given these facilities like toilets and all.
Yes, it is there in the plan. Can you?
And if possible some shelters also, shelters like suppose it is a rainy season, okay, and if it is a mid sun like a summer season, so there should be some resting sheds where people can like during the sunny this hour, say from 12 noon to 3 p.m. they can stand or they can sit under that, because
Yeah.
if you are saying that kids of the vendors, where they will sit. So they just give them a place where they can sit. Or if it is raining or it is pouring, they can sit under that thing. Or don't give any permanent structure which will create a problem, because this kind of patches you will find throughout India. The volume may be big or small, but the government generally thinks to do like this, but they don't do, because when you start creating like structures and give access to the vendors, these vendors after some years they claim that land is there. So just think about how you are going to pitch this land and pitch to the public authority how you are going to use it.
Yeah.
Apart from this, it's fine. And I see lack of vegetation in your design. And maybe it is a 3D render is a rendition, that's why it's showing less. Otherwise, it's fine.
Yeah, in the main central corridor that we have, that is actually existing trees. Uh, yeah, and since it was already in stone and we didn't want to impose anything new, we didn't add much of vegetation, but in the node itself, it is the vegetation that we have added. And since here here also we have those conical shaped, like semi-open, closed space for the community
And
exhibitions.
though you are naming it Bazaar-e-Ilm, don't create bazaar everywhere, because when you are creating bazaar,
yes.
that will create lot of traffic issue also.
In fact, you have to
Rather,
reduce. In fact, you have to reduce the hard payment. Otherwise, it will be so harsh. People will not be able to use it. So
Yeah.
let the hard be soft. Or you replace this with the perforated tiles.
Yeah, actually,
that-
we have proposed grass pavers where rainwater goes directly to the well that is present on the site.
Done.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Team 13. We
Thank you so
request
much.
Team 14 to please go ahead and present.
Yeah. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so good evening, everyone. We are a group of 4, myself, Simran Sinha, along with Naveen Kumar, Deepthi Andrea, and Vidu Smriti. Our project is titled as Onridam, which means one place in Tamil. For us, this wasn't just about designing a building, it was about creating a place that feels familiar, useful, and respectful to the people who live there. We studied the village Karatrajapalyam that consists of around 200 families, and it is closely tied to its lands, culture, and daily routines. And interestingly, there's a strong belief that buildings shouldn't rise vertically. So our aim was not to challenge that belief, but to work with it and design a space that supports real needs. Proceeding forward, Naveen will explain with the site strategy and planning.
Hi. We chose the site long, narrow, right the village edge, so that we wouldn't disturb agricultural land but still stay accessible. We joined the project in clear sequence that clinic and public space, first clinic and public spaces, then a central courtyard for gathering and events, and finally a biomass composite zone at the end. We think that this order moves from care to community to ecology. The layout is open and breathable, and the ground level respecting the belief that nothing should rise above a certain height. Even the viewing deck reached by a ramp, it's light, open and symbolic, not the second floor.
Moving on to the places we have designed, we really focused on making the spaces feel easy to move through and usable for different activities. The clinic has an open shaded waiting area that connects directly to the consultation and also the pharmacy rooms. It's a simple setup, but it feels open and welcoming. And at the center of the site is a sunken courtyard. This is kind of a heart of the project. It's cool and also shaded and can be used in many ways, like for a simple gathering for kids to play or just to sit and relax. And around this courtyard, we have designed a ramp with the people in the mind. The villagers believe that the ground floor is enough and that going higher isn't really part of the way of their life. So we respected that and we didn't build a second floor or anything dominant above. And instead, the ramp just leads to a small open viewing platform. It's more like a quiet pass. Um, a place where someone can stand and look back at the land that they have nurtured and they have grown up. And it's made from light materials like bamboo and doesn't stand out of the context of the village. And behind that, we place the toilet block and the compost area. They are visible and easy to access. And at the very end of the site, there's a vermicompost zone. It plays an important role in making the whole project more self sustaining. Grey water and organic waste from the site get processed naturally over here. What usually is seen as waste becomes a source of income and steady work, especially for the people in the village who depends on the seasonal jobs. And it brings those people both dignity and opportunity.
So yeah, coming to the materials, we have used materials that are easy to source, maintain, and which people connect to. So, for example, rammed earth walls for insulation and strength, bamboo trusses, and maize roof for structure to make it lightweight and breathable, and also the timber and lime finishes that age well and feels
Please
natural.
conclude, you have a minute.
The project also closes the loop, like the grey water is reused, the compost becomes the income, and the spaces are designed to be adapted later if needed. And yeah.
You're muted. You're muted.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Beyond the physical design, the real impact of this project is in the small shifts it creates in everyday life. Closer access to care, to clean sanitation, and the space that feels like their own. So we hope that this becomes a place that is used every day, not because it is designed, but because it is simply works for them.
And also, so Ondiram isn't just about solving problems, it's about creating a space where culture, care, and community can grow together. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you
We
so
look forward
much.
to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I would request the jury members to please ask questions.
Could you show us the site of the village and where this community center you are going to construct?
Yeah.
You have that village and where you are doing this?
Yeah, so we have Naveen. Can you please show the site images of sir? So this is the at the left-hand side corner, that is the aerial view of the site. Over there, the context.
I understand, what is the general typology of construction? Does this building follow that typology?
Yeah, so actually over there, can you zoom in a bit? Over there, as we can see, all are sloped roofs and they all are made with general bricks and concrete only. But the main common thing among all the houses were that all were sloped roof, that too with terracotta tiles over there. And yeah, and all of them were, as we said, they were not raised vertically much. They are all limited to first floor levels.
And you could show your design also?
Yes. So this is how our design proceeds. Over here at this corner, this is the clinic space that we talked about. And then
No, I'm not getting. But does it gel with the total village architecture or the culture or the spaces which we have? That's the only my question. Does it look like a rural area? You can have it's a knowledge center, you have a skilling center, you have community center, and this can be even agro center also, which could be used by villagers. But it must be gelling with the local culture because it looks more
so
Western.
we, according to the planning level, we try to follow the village context. Like in Tamil, so particularly south side villages, they have a central courtyard, and then their house layouts are around that courtyard. So in this clinical center also, we have provided a courtyard like space, and then the spaces are provided like this. Acts as a just an introduction space over there, and over here other interaction goes on. And coming with the community center also, like the main community center, which will act as a multiple activity spaces. Over here also a central courtyard, and then around that the ramp is provided.
No, instead of linear, you could have, one very confined kind of spaces which you can move around this
The
courtyard.
linearity was one of the site limitations to us, because there was actually very less non-agricultural sites in our village. So we focused on taking a non-agricultural site only.
This
So
was
this
a
was
village common land or what it was? It was
It was
given
a
to
village common land, sir. Yeah.
it was given to by Sarpanch, or you chose of your son?
Oh, sir, actually, we went for studying this village for around 5 days. This village was our part of our rural semester design studio,
Okay.
and during that we talked to the sarpanch of the village also, and he was quite eager to have developments in all the sides of the village.
Okay. Because it's always a climate, it's culture, which guides the total. They have a life around courtyard, and there is a lot of rain. There is a sloping roof, and there is a need of cross ventilation. That's what They always keep
Yeah.
a courtyard there.
Yeah,
That is
sir.
the reason.
Yeah, over here with the slope
No, we
roofs
are not
and
debating.
yeah, okay, sir.
I leave it.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah. So what does it mean by Ondridam?
Ondridam means one place.
Okay. Okay. And why you named it so one place?
One place because we wanted as we said, we wanted the care, community, and togetherness to come all together, like their earning and their basic livelihoods, their needs, and the care between the community to come together in one place.
You are saying there is a one place where people will come, assemble, and do things, okay, of the village.
And they have access to different kind of things at one place, like they have healthcare. Actually, in the village, the healthcare facility is also not available. It is quite far from the village, so we tried to provide the basic needs for sanitation and hygiene also over there. That's why.
Keeping at your activities of this campus, don't you think there is a severe lack of public space inside or common space?
Actually, the space is
You have
small.
put all these buildings in a linear manner. There is no much gap. You are saying about courtyard planning, but the basic principle which you are forgetting is that the clearance of buildings. There should be
Yes.
firm clearance surrounding the building in any southern Indian structure. You are putting the structures in a very close proximity, and you are welcoming so many persons to assemble at a campus where there is no much place. In fact, when it depends upon you, because you are the director or architect of the project. You should see how much activity should be given into that area. It is not the lookout of the sarpanch or the villagers, because these are laymen. You should have asked them for a land which should not be like a sandwich shape. It should have been squarish shape, where the productivity of the land, because here you have leftover lands, but that patch is not usable. Okay, so while selecting also land, because you are going to select, it is not proposed. So while selecting or asking for a land, go in for little bit rectangular is in a shape of 1:2, or even squarish land will also work out, where the central portion can be utilized for, say, assembly, gathering, and all these things. I don't find any space over here for this. And apart from this, if you are making it inside a village, and the money which you are going to utilize by the villagers, I suppose, if it is not government, is done by the government, or it is a government proposal.
No, sir, it is not government proposed.
So definitely you are going to use the public money of the villagers. So while making structures, try your level best to make the structures as economical as possible. There is one girl from Vietnam who was presenting their design. Your design is a part of their design. I think they have what they have done. If I consider your as a cluster one, they have made 8-9 clusters together and put in a campus. Okay, so I can take one of the, if I'm saying this is your one cluster, then you can just spread out these things, make a congressional place somewhere, or some kind of courtyard kind of thing for keeping these structures. Then your building will be more functional. Otherwise, you just think about rescue point. Suppose something happens inside the campus. जब भगदड़ बच जाएगा तो लोग यहाँ से कैसे निकलेंगे, तो उसके बारे में भी सोचना है. You should always think of how many users are there inside the campus and what is the evacuation time. And always think that every user is a layman. Don't think that they can also follow the escape route. So the escape routes and everything should be so clean that there should be less fatalities and casualty.
Yes, sir.
Apart from this, it is okay, and you have done all this analysis which I'm seeing. And
Yes.
thank you.
Thank you, sir. We will keep that in mind for sure in the future.
Yes. Ma'am, would you like to ask any
Yeah.
questions?
Yeah, so Simran, I agree with sir on this, that the site that you've chosen, the linearity, the linear scale of it does not make it a great fit for a public space. I would rather have you pick something which is more broader, which is more open, because it just literally feels like, I mean, honestly, it could have been like a twin house concept here instead of building a public building, right? You cannot
Yeah.
fit like 100 people and then expect if something goes wrong, they can evacuate just like that. The analysis is good, everything is good. You talked about sustainable materials, particularly rammed earth, correct?
Yeah, rammed earth. Yeah.
Yeah, so do you know that if you want to use rammed earth in construction, you need a lot of space to actually put it together?
The construction site should be more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You always have to have, like, even in urban settings, when we use
Yeah.
rammed earth, we're building a home, we need to have another plot empty, we have to
Yeah,
put it on
actually.
rent, and then we prepare everything there and then we build.
I think
Yeah.
rammed earth won't work in this, lot of rains, because
Yeah.
earlier, what you make the bricks there and then those earth.
Actually, so in the village, they have already used rammed earth, and since the
But
village does.
rammed earth is very, very cold, because you have to ram everything, because the Chinese wall, is a rammed earth. It's not that, but it has its implication. You have to create a kind of structure, then put earth, and then go on ramming. That is very, very expensive. Rather,
Yep.
you have those, I am forgetting the name of that mud architect, in Kerala. Oh, who's that gentleman, great man. He used those mud bricks made right on the site itself. And the beautiful buildings have been created by American. He was American. Be knowing Utsav, the Kerala, that.
Charles Korea you're talking
No,
about?
Charles Korea is not there. That is.
Um, even, I mean, I can't remember.
But great man, he has just changed the company. He is known as the mud architect, and he.
Laurie Baker, sir, I
Laurie
guess.
Baker, yes.
Laurie
That's
Baker, yeah.
Baker. That's Baker demonstrated, rather than going for these rammed earth, you have those bricks made from the earth itself on the site and use it as such on this. You don't need to, put it in an oven or anything. Just dry it.
Yeah,
put it in.
the
That will be
compost
much.
stabilized earth bricks, I
And there are
think.
they are very economical, I tell you. And they
Yeah,
have
sir,
stood
yeah.
the test of the time.
Yes. Thank you so much, Team 14 and the jurors. Now I would request the last team, Team 15, to please present. Team number 15.
Hello.
Yes, please turn on your video as well.
Last.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes. Please start the presentation.
Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Kadambari Jathar from IDS College, Nagpur. I am here to present my project titled as Bruksha Setu. I have been fascinated by this quote by Alvar Aalto that architecture belongs to culture and not to civilization.
So what you see here is the abstract illustration of my journey of Pachdar village and its various aspects and values. So this is a village where 5 rivers meet, due to which the village is called as Pachdar. Pachdar is a place which is very close to Pench, hence it attracts large amount of public and sightseeing and tiger safaris. Now, being a tourist place attached by rich craftsmanship mud pottery, Pachdar was seen as a potential location for proposing a skill-based learning center. I wanted to uplift the community through my design and keep their pottery traditional alive. So this was why I choose Pachdar as a location for the project intervention. Um, Now I had this opportunity to take the existing school site as which was not functionally efficient, and secondly I have chosen this site of the existing school for the inconvention because it's in the middle of the village. Right now the local kids have to travel 3 kilometers to Khawasa village to go to school. So I see this as a chance to bring a higher primary school to Pachdar. So this was about the finalizing the site. The learning center is inspired by the idea of Gurukul. I have designed it to be around the trees and nature. The community learning center has spaces for workshops and other informal areas. These areas will help kids and peoples learn through art, hands-on activities, and other creative ways. The design of the learning center includes special spaces like an OAT, public toilets, staircase, and outdoor areas. This will used by the community and even after school hours. This was about the typology to be proposed. Now these are the concepts ideology for my project. Like the primary agenda was to build around trees. Second was to create flexible and multifunctional spaces for learning and community engagements. Third was about material and texture, ensuring material sensitivity. Next, I had have small concepts which were kind of site responsive reflexes, like building a gabion wall from the broken pots, using cow dung on flooring to ensure the sustainability aspect, using rammed earth as primary material for construction to make the project locally viable, making opening for cavelus to create venturi effect inside the spaces, simultaneously ensuring the character of the design. Now this was about the concept for the design. Now what you see here is my process sketches and iterations for my design. First, positioning the trees, proposing a continuous bridge around them, introducing OATs and other informal activities in between, placing the built masses around the trees, taking care of the concern corner pockets that gets converted into the extended spillovers for classrooms. And few of the sketches that shows initial planes, sketches and sections.
You have a minute, please conclude.
Exploration from along the few details. This is the final. This is the final plan, which uh, evolves as an outcome of all the pre-thoughts, like building blocks. This is uh, this is the final exploded axonometric of the project, which shows multiple aspects of the project, like the overall composition of design, its character, composition of built open and semi-open textures, all the necessary details designed specifically for the spaces, elements like detail of OAT, detail of stone staircase and planters, window sill acting as elements to work, detail of railing, detail of foundation, detail of gabion wall. So these are the sections which show the play of heights, volumes, and internal spaces.
Sorry,
And these
your time is
are
up.
the elevations.
Yes, I would request the jury members to please go ahead and ask her questions.
Hello.
Kadambari.
Hello. Yes.
It's a school.
What?
It's a school.
Sorry.
Education.
It's a community learning center where tourists or the children can come and learn their artworks or
You said no, you said that presently they go 3 kilometers away. Now they will be all having the local facilities and all, right?
my primary focus was upon the children's in that village.
So that means they should not go
It's
for
a school
education.
and a community center after school. Sorry.
Why do you want tourists there, Kadambari?
Who will come in the village, tell me.
Yeah.
Unless they're coming.
As Pench is near to that village, the tourists come to that village to see how pottery is made in that village.
Make it a pottery center then. What's the problem, If you want to encourage them, let it be focused on pottery and the other, whatever they produce in this village. Then it has some logic. Let it be focused, If you put so many things, maybe then it's not focused, then things get also distorted. But we agree, that if the pottery is very good here, surely they need something where they can work together, they can display, they can sell it, the people can come around, they can research, or they have literature, they can have a training on that kind of thing. That institute could be a wonderful idea.
In that village, people don't have a nice stage to showcase their craftsmanship. So I thought it can be a community center and a learning space for children and community centers for the tourist peoples and outsiders.
You have worked on very nicely. Your idea, the growth, everything is very, very systematic. And that's ultimately we only wanted that. You write your statement. First statement was the village student has to go, children has to go 3 kilometers. That means they must have a school right in the village itself.
There was already a school on my side, which was not working efficiently. So I designed a school.
Once you design a school, then its classroom comes in, then lighting, then all your blocks, they are one on left side, the other is on the right side, they go in the opposite direction. I think you have to look for the light, everything coming in, because classroom has a different context when you plan it.
Sorry,
Utsav, now you can.
Kadambari, what happens is that when you try to cater to too many people, right? You're talking about tourists, you're talking about children, you're talking about outreach for the, people who make this product, right? When you cater to too many people, you end up catering to none. It becomes a khichdi. Okay. So when you started with a school that, students have to work that way, that's how you started the presentation, correct? Now it is confusing for us to perceive what are we trying to do here. If there was already a school, then this would probably have been a better fit for a community center. Yes, a tourist space where all of them could, properly exhibit their work properly. Maybe it become a marketplace for tourists to come and buy stuff. Or maybe you could present it like this, that, during the day it's a school, and in the evening it becomes a marketplace.
So it is a school in primary, in post-school hours, and after that it can be a community center for the people.
But how are they
and the
displaying
local
their
people.
products, and how does it become a community center if it's a school in the day? Are they putting up kiosks in the ground?
We
Do
have
they have a
workshops
dedicated space?
in that.
Why would tourists go to a workshop, sweetie?
Workshop is for local peoples and
तो टूरिस्ट के
tourists
लिए
can
क्या
come
है?
and
टूरिस्ट कैसे खरीद रहा है आके?
tourists can
I think it's okay. You've done a great
tourists
job. It's okay, Kadamri. You've done a great job. The analysis is good. The presentation is good. Everything is good. That's all.
Do we have any more questions?
Kadambari, you have done the seats
yes,
nicely.
sir.
Yes, you have done the seats nicely. As Utsav said, you have really done well, and you have a beautiful future ahead. But thing is that just analyze before designing what you want to give in a design, for whom. If you will put so many users, then you will jumble up your own design, because you need to address all the activities and the users. So in your design, what you have done, you have utilized and you have put so many activities inside. Just think about that. Otherwise, everything is, because you started very well. You expressed your studies about the land, everything, concept well. You said that there
Sir,
another school that is also I was listening.
in
Please tell
post
me.
school hours it can be a classroom, and after that it will become a workshop place for the workers and for the
How can
community peoples.
how can you do it? Classroom has, all furniture. They have a different context of designing. Then how can you put, then the people are
There is
making
no
all those.
fixed furniture
And
for
from
that.
where
No, no, but
from
then
where
don't
you
do
will
it.
get those tourists who will come to see pottery work in a village? So just think practically. Just think practically before designing. You have the capabilities. Utilize in the right direction. You will find your solution.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Juras. Thank you so much, Team 15. So that brings us to the end of the final jury for the Social Hub competition. A big thank you to all the participants for their incredible work, and our esteemed jury members for their valuable time and insights. Thank you so much. So before we close, I would like to request everyone, participants and the jury members, to please turn on their cameras so that we can take a group picture to capture this special moment.
But we must congratulate you. You conducted very well, I
So we
tell you.
must
You
congratulate
are
to the DiscoverArch team
Thank
for
you.
you're brilliant
arranging.
in conducting, but I think this was very hard work which was
Thank
done,
you.
and
Thank you
the
so
way
much, sir.
the problem was, this was framed. I think that was done very nicely, huh? But it's a very very hard work, and I think this program must be continued, in future. That has a
Yes,
great
sir.
relevance.
Thank you so much, sir. It was all because of our back-end team and the DiscoverArch team. Thank you so much, sir.
You are in architecture,
Yes, sir. I
which,
just finished my bachelorette.
but you are simply brilliant.
Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Yeah, so I would request everyone to please, we would just take their poses and we could take a picture. Is the team done with the photos? Are we done? Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here, for presenting your work. And thank you so much to all the jurors for giving us your precious time.
And I
As we
must
know, time
congratulate
is.
all the members. Really, they have all of them have really worked hard,
They work well.
and all of them. Not a single design is bad. You people have worked hard, presented well. So wish you all the, because कोई भी काम कभी खाली नहीं जाता है. कितना भी आप
Yeah.
मान लो कहीं पर आप फेल्योर होते हो, उसको प्रिजर्व करके रखो, आगे में वो काम में आता है. मैं आई एम टेलिंग यू फ्रॉम माय ओन एक्सपीरियंस. nobody knows that tomorrow you will be, this project will be working, मतलब आज यहाँ पर नहीं तो दूसरे कहीं पर काम में आएगा. So ये मत सोचिए कि आपको क्या मार्क मिल रहा है, कौन आपको क्या बोल रहा है, बट ये जो हमने बोला है उसके ऊपर थोड़ा ध्यान रखेंगे तो आपके अच्छा प्रोजेक्ट, जो प्रोजेक्ट आप आगे करने जा रहे हैं, दे विल बी गुड.
It was
बाकी
not
हमारे
any.
जीत सर हैं. सर, आई एम मीटिंग यू आफ्टर सो मेनी, 25 साल के बाद सर आपको देख रहा हूँ.
So nice. आप कहाँ पर हैं अभी?
मैं भुवनेश्वर में हूँ सर अभी.
अच्छा, भुवनेश्वर में. Thank you.
Sir.
Look forward sometime out
I
and
follow
get
you
to.
Utsav in LinkedIn. So
Thank you so much, sir.
But I think
Thank you.
what
Thank
I'm
you.
suggesting is जितने भी presentation हुई हैं उनकी एक booklet बनाई जाए. All these,
Yeah.
entries which have come, they should be compiled and they should be made available soft copy. हर college को आनी चाहिए, and that I think will become a great document, and that
Yes,
should be
sir.
retained as a. It is not only 15. They are जो तो 15 तो आपने select किए हैं, लेकिन बाकी जो भी आए थे उनका भी एक soft copy बनाइए, and let it be made available to all the colleges so that they have the benefit to understand, ये कितना काम हुआ है इसमें, and how the students are thinking out of the box, And I think
Yes.
this is a great learning for us also.
Yes,
We
sir.
were
Thank
all
you, sir.
saying it
एंड
was
मैं
learning for
बोलूंगा
us.
कि इसका जो 2.0 वर्जन आएगा तब जितने भी आर्किटेक्चर कॉलेजेस है आप उसको अवॉइड करवाइए. एंड इसको जितना मतलब दिस स्टूडेंट्स हैव डन रियली वेल, और ये जितने कॉलेजेस में स्प्रेड होगा, दिस कंपटीशन विल एनलाइटन देयर ओन पावर आल्सो.
Welcome.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Thank you, sir. We would request any more suggestions, feedbacks from the jury members, because it will be really great for our community.
I think I told
Okay.
Sibit that maybe they've done a really good job with the designing, but communicating that design is something that there is work is required. So if something can be done on that part, I think that then they'll really flourish in the real world. Because आप कितना अच्छा काम कर लो, अगर आप उसको ठीक से समझा नहीं पाए, it becomes a problem. And
और
this is just
और एक चीज
us.
हाँ जी, नहीं,
बोलना चाहूंगा, और एक चीज बोलना
हाँ
चाहूंगा.
जी, yes.
I was in the verge of losing this. मुझे 2 बजे से 5 मिनट पहले रिंकू ने मैसेज किया दैट मैं पूरा भूल गया था, बिकॉज आर्किटेक्ट्स क्या होते हैं ना, इतने चीजों में रहते हैं, इनको याद ही नहीं रहता. मैं तो आधा पागल हूँ, मुझे कोई चीज याद नहीं रहता, बिकॉज बहुत बिजी शेड्यूल रहता है. आगे से कुछ भी हो,
Same
सुबह आर्किटेक्ट को बता देना कि आपको इतने बजे अटेंड करना है.
thing.
ठीक है.
I was taking calls in the
Absolutely.
middle all the time.
We
एक-
understand, and we are so
Excellent.
grateful that you gave us your time. Of course, even we are just
Thank you so
students.
much for
So,
inviting. Thank you so
yes,
much for
sir.
Yeah.
inviting.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much, sir. Thank
LPU
you.
Thank you
need to
so
be
much, sir.
congratulated, and the team which managed, I think they deserve all the kind of appreciation.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
And
Thank
thanks
you.
for
Thank
the
you.
opportunity.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Thanks
all
for
the
the opportunity.
copies will be published, and the copies will be sent to all of you. That has been conveyed to me by the backend. So thank you so much, everyone,
We
for
expect
your
one
support.
copy because all these works are fabulous.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I'll be leaving now.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Thank you.